This episode is brought to you by McAfee.
Swimsuit, passport, phone with VPN activated.
VPN?
Cell phone service is going to be spotty on vacation, so we'll be using public Wi-Fi.
Sounds sketchy.
Exactly. The networks can leave your personal info, like credit card numbers, exposed to hackers.
McAfee's secure VPN lets you browse and bank safely from wherever, whenever. Learn more at McAfee.com/online protection.
BTW, FYI. Visit Nexplanon.com RN to learn about Nexplanon. It's an adjustable implant, 68 milligrams radiopaque. Or ask your HCP IRL. Okay, TTYL.
Live from New York, it's a show that thinks if you're going to break out the creamsicle jerseys, you have to win.
Absolutely.
You have
Thank
to win.
you. I totally agree with
Poor Todd Bowles is in a ridiculous orange outfit. It's one of the reasons he was so upset.
Right. You made me put this on
And we
for
lose.
that?
This is the team that we used to always lose at. Go back to the Pirates.
I think you stumbled upon it. I think, those jerseys are awesome, but they also hearken to an era when you were the worst team in American professional sports.
You have to win.
No, so you just should never wear them.
Time out.
The only good thing about am I right? Leroy Selman, I think, was a player on that
great
team.
forward.
That's it.
But
That's
you
the only thing I
just
remember good
can't
about
do
that.
it. There's just nothing.
Why not go to the Super? Well,
the Super Bowl era throwbacks, Mike Allstott.
They're similar.
Yeah, but they're different than
similar
right
to
now. But you just can't be the worst team
Why?
ever.
I do like them. But you have to have
They
an
looked
easier
cool
opponent.
when they were up 28-14.
Exactly.
But after that,
First hour of First Things First today. Do the Chiefs deserve to be favorites when they host the Chargers? Interesting. Meanwhile, who has the better game on Sunday in Foxborough? The reigning MVP or the current MVP? Runner-up. And finally,
What does that mean?
he's the runner-up. And finally, do the Raiders have the Eagles on upset alert?
Is that a highlight from old Tiny Hands Kenny Pickett?
Kenny Pickett would make me nervous if I was a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Well, you have an opening
A little bit.
why?
to win upset alert.
Like, why?
Revenge game, bro. Everybody knows that.
I don't like new coordinator bounce, new quarterback bounce. Chip Kelly's gone, Geno's gone, Pete Carroll's like whatever.
The Eagles are coming off one of the worst losses of the entire decade.
I could see it. Is it my upset alerts?
If they lose to Kenny Pickett and Nick's Raiders,
Pickett can play a little
You
bit.
said SN Funk was going to be on the plane if they lost to the Chargers. And then you checked his boarding pass and said, no dice.
they lose this game, S and Funk is definitely in the building.
I hope they win just so we don't have to try to develop a character in SN Funk. We start with cute team, creamsicle jerseys, total meltdown. Kyle Pitts catches 3 touchdowns. Kirk Cousins, welcome back to the NFL. He throws for 373 to lead a 14-point comeback in the fourth. Todd Bowles, animated. Take a listen.
It's inexcusable. You don't make excuses. You gotta care enough where the hurts. You gotta care enough where the hurts. It gotta mean something to you. It's more than a job. It's your livelihood. How well do you know your job? How well can you do your job? Well, you can't sugarcoat that. It was inexcusable, and there's no answer for it. There's no excuse for it. That's what you tell them in the locker room. Look in the mirror.
Wow.
That's right. Go get him, Todd.
All I heard was beeping.
Yeah.
Wow. What he said.
That was a lot.
And it was even better, I think, because he delivered it so calmly and matter-of-factly. It was just a takedown of his own team.
Well, in your team as well. This was the team you have going to the Super Bowl. They are now at 500.
Wait, really?
You cannot believe in this team still.
KW,
there's no possible
what do they
way.
call me?
Mr. Consistency.
Thank
but there's
you.
no way.
I'm not going to abandon the Bucs. This is rough, and this as rough as that press conference was. Friend of the show and burgeoning media star, I believe, if he wants to be, Gerald McCoy, who is a great Buck, sent out this tweet and then had a 7-minute accompanying video. I'm not going to tweet is this. Good morning, Bucs fans. I already know y'all going to be upset with me, and that's fine. But remember, I'm a fan just like y'all at this point. I'm frustrated too. But I'll say this. We can't just say Todd Bowles. I know for a fact, personally, ... not just from film. Tampa Bay press conference last night was brewing. At some point, we have to say, okay, when do we look at the players? People ain't doing what they were supposed to do during the week, and it's showing in the game. That's all I'm going to say. Shrugging guy emoji. Take what you want from that. So it does appear to be there are a lot of issues at hand, and if I wanted to abandon them, I have the right to because the injured quarterback clause in the bylaws. Baker has the separated shoulder.
He's playing.
And we know, Baker's history of being so tough he will play through injury, but we saw him a few years ago try to play through an injury, and he played so poorly, some people thought he wasn't as good as Kyle Trask. So they are in a bad spot, and Baker's playing terrible football. And I will say one other thing quickly before I go to you. If the Panthers beat the Saints this weekend, then the Panthers can clinch the division next week.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
By beating Tampa Bay.
But Tampa still controls its destiny.
But if the Bucs, if Carolina beats New Orleans, then Tampa must sweep Carolina in order to win the division. So if Carolina beats New Orleans, go ahead.
Well, first of all, God bless Todd Bowles. Despite his salty language, he is absolutely right. I got no issue with it. I caught heat on this show for several weeks, maybe even months, of calling the Tampa Bay Buccaneers cute.
Yeah.
Right? Not a legitimate Super Bowl contender. They'll win their division. They're cute. Mm-hmm. Well, I got news for you. They're no longer even cute. No. They are frightful. They're hard on the eyes, Nick. The only reason I will not call them ghastly is because they do still have hope. Similar to my Ravens, right? Like the division, thank God for the NFC South, just like the AFC North. And they have a shot just because, and Carolina's not unbeatable. They haven't had a very nice year. Mm-hmm. Very nice year. But, Nick, I think I heard a rumor Atlanta was thinking about giving Kirk Cousins another $100 million contract after last night. They made it look like 2023. And Kyle Pitts,
he's finally back.
Tony Gonzalez was drooling over him last night because that was not only a career-high receptions, career-high yards, career-high touchdowns. Yeah. He hadn't done that since University of Florida when we all thought, he's going to be the next great tight end.
Just in time, too. 4 games left until he hits free agency, reminding everybody.
Hey, I'm capable.
Yeah. Future Chief, Kyle Pitts.
Oh, that wouldn't be bad, actually. But, yeah, look, Nick, they're going to be one and done if they make the playoffs. At this point, I would lean toward Carolina because I do think they've actually played good football.
Talk about people catching heat. Everybody wants to get on my corner. Carolina to the playoffs.
Did he?
He did.
You actually put them in the playoffs?
Yes.
Not like the Titans where he had a little tiny
Believe in
logo.
Bryce. Okay.
I like Bryce. But I think you had both of them. I wouldn't give
Bryce the new contract.
He had Tampa
and Tampa?
Yeah, he had both. But blowing a 14-point lead is one thing. It's awful.
Yeah.
Having Kirk Cousins and the Falcons in 3rd and 28 and then 4th and 14 is unforgivable. To not get, to give it up. Giving up a 4th.
On that game-winning drive.
Giving up a 4th and 14 on a game-winning drive can't happen. It just can't happen.
When you are playing for something
a lot
real,
and coming off a bad
they're
loss.
Not.
Correct.
They had nothing to play for but pride.
Yes.
And good credit to the Falcons for showing up.
Yeah. Baker in his last 8 games is bottom 3 in completion percentage, passing yards per game, and passer rating.
He is in his last 5. So that's a great one. The last 8. Yeah, 77 rating. I had this written down. I didn't know you were going to have a graphic for it. I mean, they've lost 5 out of 6, but they've also lost 6 out of 8. And in those 8 games, Baker has played the worst football of his Bucs career.
Yeah. I'm not going to crush Baker. I mean, he hasn't been good.
That pick in the 4th was bad with the lead.
No, he's been bad. I'm not, absolving him. I'm just saying I'm not going to be like, it was a flash in the pan.
It's a slump.
He's in a slump. I'd feel
decent
good
slump,
with him
man.
next year if I'm Tampa.
All right, Chargers in Kansas. I'm going to throw up in my mouth.
I knew it was coming. It had to be.
On
All the signs
national
were there.
television. I'm going to move my papers. Thank you, Hubs. By that I mean go away forever.
His favorite? Who's it? His favorite?
We don't want to do this bit.
Forgotten love.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. First of all, it's too long. Second of all, it's got lips on
That's
it.
like a real letter.
Wow. I know you saw that game last night. I'm not sure what's more pathetic, the Bucs fourth quarter or you throwing away everything we had for that team. Oh, this one's a little spicy. You thought you were getting something new, fresh, and cute. Instead, you ended up ashamed and unfulfilled after another frustrating performance. I should listen to my friends and just cut you loose once and for all. Wow.
Uh-oh, showing a little backbone
Yeah.
finally.
But the truth is, well, all our days together and nights in the immortal chamber, that was that thing that Stafford was in. Wow. Are too much to forget. However, this is it. Now or never, profess that I am where your heart is once and for all, or we are done, and done is in all caps.
Oh, man.
Yearningly yours, yet again, the Rams to the Super Bowl take. Again, if you've just joined us, a take about the Rams going to the Super Bowl has been having a torrid affair, or at least wants to, with Nick's Bucs to the You're married to the Bucs to the Super Bowl, but this is Rams to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and they were my ex from last year. I flirted with them, and which is what led to all this. So is that an KW? You read the letter. Is that an ultimatum? Are the Rams giving me
ultimatum.
I would
an
it
ultimatum?
certainly
like that.
seems
that
like
now,
it says now,
right
and
now,
choose
this
them now.
moment, the Rams are going to the Super Bowl. The Bucs are Bucs. The Baker's hurt. Todd Bowles is cursing up a storm. Gerald McCoy's sounding the alarms. The Bucs might not even make the playoffs. The Rams,
the Rams are the best team in the
Rams
NFL.
are the best.
I'm surprised.
They were my team last year. I got spooked by the offseason. The Rams.
Even last year.
So you're officially changing
I'm
your pick.
officially changing my pick for the second straight year. Of last year, it was the Bears. They disappointed me. I am officially changing my pick
to the Super Bowl.
The Rams to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Not winning it.
Who knows?
Actually, look at that AFC.
Rams have to be a little bit
see.
careful. We'll see how the AFC plays out this weekend.
Yeah, that's true.
This guy's got a
'cause
wonder.
He got somebody else he loves.
Rams to the Super Bowl.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate
Kind
it.
of romantic. I think that might be my new thing. I'm just like rooting for you guys. Chargers in Kansas City, once home to the Arrowhead Invitational, now home to a must-win in mid-December. Chris Jones, confident. Take a listen.
Even though this is new territory for us, we still have an opportunity. We still got really, really great players on this team, starting with our leaders, Pat, Trav. Listen, we got Pat Mahomes, man. Let's be honest here. We always have a chance.
Okay, Brew, do you expect the Chiefs to take care of business?
I think so.
Wow.
I think so.
Me too.
Now, in the past, I've had more confidence in the Chiefs. I didn't pick them last week, but, picked them a lot of other times and have very much confidence in them. Nick, I'm putting this on the big guys, all right? Chris Jones, I don't have much doubt about Chris Jones. I think the defense, I don't think they'll dominate, but I think the defense will be good enough for them to win, and Chris Jones will play well. Travis Kelce just got to, catch the ball like we know he can as one of the greatest tight ends of all time. And honestly, some of even that last interception, that was thrown behind him. He could have caught it, but it was a tough catch on the pass from Mahomes. Mostly I'm putting it on the great Patrick Mahomes. Sure. I mean, when you're this great, this is what it comes down to. And he has to step up and kind of remind us who he is. Now, he did it against Dallas.
But they lost.
But that's been the only loss, and that's really been the only. I know he wasn't bad against Indianapolis and all that, but that's really been the only times we've seen the real Patrick Mahomes, it feels like, in a while. Look at this graphic. These are his last 4 games without the Dallas game where he had 4 touchdowns. 61 passer rating, the completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 6 picks. Now, he had 4 touchdowns against Dallas, but take that out, and he's just really been struggling.
He's been in a slump. There's no doubt about it. And the Colts game is the one they won, and the first 3 quarters of that game, they did nothing.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The fourth quarters and overtime is when he got going.
And the weird thing is, early in the year, we were all waiting for him to get like his full receiving core back, and now he has it and still has struggled. So I think Mahomes does, Nick. I'm not saying a historic, typical, Mahomes spectacular performance, but I do think he plays well, and I do think they win this game.
So you mentioned, I'll get to Patrick in a second. You mentioned Travis. It seems like a lot of sports media is certain that Travis is retiring after this year. I am not certain of that. I want to make that very clear. I have no inside information, but he has not said he's made up his mind, and I don't know that he's made up his mind. But it is certainly on the board that he retires after this year. Mm-hmm. If he does, then and they lose this weekend, this is his last meaningful game ever at Arrowhead. So that because if they lose this weekend, the Broncos game feels like
his
nothing.
Career.
No, correct. Well, you're right. Last meaningful game of his career as well, and it's at home. And so and he was very, very down on himself. On his pod this week, seemingly sad. Maybe. But I agree with you. I think he will. And some of his greatest career games have come against the Chargers.
Right.
The Derwin James, who they drafted in part to match up with Kelsey. Mm-hmm. Kelsey has really dominated that matchup historically. So I think that is in his favor. I think a Patrick bounce-back game is what you're talking about. And I believe they're going to win. They are not going to be, Chiefs minus 5.5 is not going to be a part of Nick's picks. And it is because I have to be open to the possibility that this team's like, you know what? This has been enough. I think that...
You mean the Chiefs or the Chargers?
No. The Chiefs, it's like, you know what? The 3 years of the going to the Super Bowl, winning it, the next year, the down year, fighting through it, that road, then the real labor of going for immortality, trying to win 3 straight, getting back to the Super Bowl, losing in that heartbreaking fashion, and then this gut punch of a season where every close game but one has gone against them, that it's
just mentally
spent, and that it's just like, you know what?
On the board.
And so it is not what I think is going to happen, but if they come out and are down 10-0 like they were against Houston, I don't know if they're going to have that push they had against the Texans.
And it'll give the Chargers even more
confidence.
I will say this, Nick, if the Chiefs had beaten the Chargers in week 1, mm-hmm. I probably would pick the Chargers right now.
You're
just
big
think
on
it's
the divisional game's hard to beat them twice.
I think it's tough.
But now, with that said, if they win, I do think there will be a snap reinvigoration, at least temporarily, because then I think they will know, they will literally know, all right, we are going to be at a bare minimum, super alive going into next week when we play the Titans and the week after when we're back at Arrowhead against Denver. If they win this week, they are guaranteed to be, unless they lose to Tennessee, guaranteed to be in, okay shape going into week 17. But I just don't know. There's a reason only one team's ever been to 4 straight Super Bowls. There's a reason that all the teams that went to 3 straight the year they were trying to go to 4 straight, and there's not many, had very down, relatively uncompetitive championship years, and it seems to have worn on the team a bit.
No, that's fair.
So if that happens, the Chiefs are officially done. They're at 12%
eliminated
right now. Mm-hmm. You famously came out in a medical bed, pushed by Brew. Now, unfortunately,
there's nowhere to go for medical bed, buddy.
Unfortunately, there is. Hubs is big on our vendors.
You gotta be kidding.
So now
wow!
I kicked around
guys
yakety sax music for this.
Ooh-wee.
Probably run that.
Wow.
No, see, that's too much.
Oh, the robe is in there?
You're gonna tell me I have to get in there?
No, I'm not going to tell you that.
What?
It seems like that's what's being said.
I don't know. We'll find out on Monday.
So we have this till Monday?
We'll see. We might have to. We'll see what happens this weekend, unfortunately. Someone might need it. A bit of a sad trombone game in Cincinnati. Joe Burrow not having any fun, and Lamar needs a rest. The two-time MVP has been hamstrung by injuries to his toe, ankle, knee, and hamstring, which has led to a limited practice schedule. He explained yesterday.
I feel like rest is one of the most important things when you are recovering from any injury. During practice, I'm watching the guys, from inside. I'm doing a little treatment, maintenance here and there.
Are you on the field or are you watching from the...
I'm watching. Got eyes everywhere.
Okay. This is a rematch of the Week 13 game where neither quarterback completed many passes, but Joe Burrow did throw 2 touchdowns and Lamar had 3 turnovers. Brew, are you expecting Lamar to take a step forward this Sunday?
Well, people might be wondering, Nick, why not the coffin for me and the Ravens? But again, it's good to be in the AFC North this year. This is the year of 9 lives. The Bengals are still alive, for goodness sake. All right, with 9 losses in the AFC
Seems
North.
unfair.
So even if they lose, I won't be dead. I won't be dead. Similar to Mahomes, I know we all know Lamar hasn't been at Mahomes' level, but similar to Mahomes, I've seen, Nick, too much greatness from Lamar to not. Every time I see him step out there, I think he's going to ball out.
I know.
It's been the last 2.5 years. His whole career obviously has been great, but the last 2.5 years, especially from the historically high passer rating to the historically great touchdown to interception ratio, he's just been so good, even up to a month and a half ago? This is how good he was even the beginning of this year. He was so good in their first, 4 of their first 5 games or whatever, or his 5 games, that his passer rating, despite this 5-game streak of terrible play,
is 100.
Is 100.
Yeah.
His passer rating is still 100. His touchdown interception ratio is still one of the best in the league at 16 touchdowns, 5 picks. So that's how good he was earlier in the year. So, look, I don't think he's going to have that type of game, a 130 passer rating and 4 touchdowns, but I do think he's going to play better. 5 games is not going to convince me that Lamar Jackson has lost it, and I get it. He's hurt, we think. But I just think it's in him to play much better. I'm not calling for vintage Lamar, but I think he will play much better, a good game, and they will win. He's 4-0 in Cincinnati. I think they make it 5-0.
So at this point, I don't know. While I agree with you, at some point, Lamar Jackson in his career is going to get back to being Lamar Jackson, holistically. Yes. I don't know how many weeks of football in a row can follow the exact same pattern of Lamar doesn't practice all week, I said that incorrectly. Lamar misses a practice of the week. We go into a game, we expect him to snap out of it, and he plays a game unlike any game we've seen him play in years, except for the 4 weeks prior when he played the same. So I don't know how much of it is injury, how much of it is he is, in my opinion, maybe emotionally ready for a change of regime in Baltimore and is staying truer to, and I say this respectfully, how S-Bob the Ravens are than you are, which is, yeah, maybe we sneak into the playoffs, but this team ain't got it. You know what I mean? Resigned to that. Because that would explain why he might be over this season. Mm-hmm. If he thinks, even if we win the AFC North, this team ain't got it.
Which is, and I hear what you're saying because that makes sense. But if Mahomes is not there, and that's pressure on him, just like there's on Josh Allen. But he should be looking at it like, you don't come out and publicly say, hey, the Chiefs aren't there, we really got a shot. But in your mind, you should be thinking that.
So
you should be.
You used the other day, Wilds, the analogy of you have a straight A student who gets a C on a test and you're like, hey, study more. But if they get an F on a test, you're like, hey, is everything okay? To talk about Lamar's drop recently. And to further that analogy, because I really am hung up on this not practicing through the week. If the kid failed a test and it's like, hey, is something going on? It's like, yeah, sorry, I pulled an all-nighter. And then he failed the next test. It's like, hey, what's going on? It's like, pulled an all-nighter again. And then walking into the next test, it's like, hey, what'd you do last night? It's like, pulled an all-nighter again. You'd probably be like, well, I don't think this is going to work for you, pal. And Lamar's numbers, for one reason or another, since he started missing a practice a week, are the numbers of the worst quarterback in football.
Don't say it.
I would never say.
That's what the numbers say.
I would never say over the last 5 games.
We're not going to say he has a passer rating that's 34th. But someone who's passing like him would be ranked 34th.
And so I don't think that he's going to snap out of it.
So you think another bag?
I think another bad game. The only reason I was so excited to have the Bengals plus 2.5 in Nick's picks, but then the Bengals quarterback's like considering retirement. I'm like, all right, well, this is just like the emo quarterback battle this week. I'm staying away.
That's another thing. I mean, the Bengals quarterback doesn't even want to play.
He could ball out, though.
Burrow?
I could see him balling out.
Well, here's again, and I know you think the Bengals defense is resurrected. Lamar is facing a weaker defense.
Yes, that is true.
So there's no excuse.
That is true.
Granted, the Bills had 18 points in the fourth quarter before he threw a pick.
KW, they finished with 39.
Just saying, with short fields.
KW.
Short fields, he ran one. Is Drake Maye going to outplay Josh Allen? That's next on FS1, the Fox Sports Channel on Sirius XM.
From writer-director Ryan Johnson.
The Holy Grail. A perfectly impossible crime.
Wake Up Dead Man has critics singing its praises.
God help me. Anything else?
It's a deliciously entertaining mystery.
That's nice.
It's certified fresh.
It's a miracle.
Okay, you're freaking me out now.
It's the best Knives Out movie yet.
This case is solvable, right?
Oh, you'll see. It's fun.
Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery starring Daniel Craig. Now playing on Netflix.
One of the best podcasts in the world in our YouTube channel is on fire. Give it a chance. Or
give it a chance.
Yeah, I think people are busy.
You sound desperate.
Well, I think people are busy watching your 9 appearances across YouTube. So I'm not saying people are totally focused on the show, but
really?
Nick Wright,
promoting.
You get 7 different programs.
Wow, this guy, I go on Bill Simmons' pod once. You've been on there 38 times.
Burned it. Bills at Patriots. Patriots on the verge of winning their 18th AFC East title this century. Buffalo trying not to get swept by a sophomore quarterback and a cast of wide receivers who were once on their team. Who wants to go first here? You want to go first? You got it.
Sure. I was pointing at Brew, but yeah.
Brew, do you want to? Is Josh Allen or Drake Maye having a better game on Sunday?
I want you to look at me.
No. I'm not going to do that just because you asked that.
A lot of dramatics. Josh Allen.
Okay, sure.
And I'm saying it with my chest 10 toes down.
He's
Nothing
the MVP.
against Drake. Nothing against Drake. Drake will be solid. That's what he is. I mean, I know he can go to high levels, but he'll be solid. But I think Josh is going Superman mode, Coach. Like 2 touchdowns on the ground, 2 touchdowns through the air.
Okay.
They have to win. I mean, I get it. They're still going to make the playoffs, but this is a huge game for them. I think it's a game you can send a message to New England. Because I know they take the Patriots seriously, but they also know we had 3 turnovers in that game. They had a ton of penalties, and we lost by 3. Like, Patriots haven't really beaten that many great teams.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I want you to keep going, but you're not allowed to say We only lost that game because of turnovers, unless it's the Patriots losing to the
Yeah.
Steelers.
You
That's
should
the only
relate
one.
to
We had
that.
5.
They had 3.
We forced.
See, here we
3.
go.
We
See?
forced 3.
Pittsburgh didn't force it.
We're just dropping the ball.
See, I know. See,
Yeah, we could have won the game.
See, yeah. And
I got Josh. That's all I got
We
to say.
ended it.
Okay.
I'm with you, Brew. I feel like Buffalo, the last time they played, didn't take them very seriously. They were riding high, 5-game win streak, 11-game home streak. And you go into the game, you got the penalties, you got the turnovers, you got Diggs had, what do you have?
11 catches?
Yeah,
Right?
10 or 11 catches. So it was one of those things where they thought they were going to roll over them, and they didn't. New England had different plans. Now, since then, New England hasn't played anybody with a winning record. So the last team that would have had a winning record was Tampa, who's now 500.
It's not even a good team.
So in those 8 games, they haven't played anybody since the last time they played Buffalo. And I agree with you. Josh is going to have the better game because he needs to have the better game, and he's going to go Superman mode, and they're going to be happy for him to do that. Whether it's converting 4th downs into touchdowns or 3rd and 15 into a 17-yard scramble, whatever the case may be. Where the flip side of that, I don't think Josh McDaniels and Mike Vrabel want Drake Maye to have to carry the water. They want this to be a collective win, and that's smart. You don't put him in that position because that's where you'll make mistakes. Now, I think he'll have a good game as well. It just will be a different type of game with different expectations.
Did we play that? I don't want to correct you, Coach, but now I think the Panthers are now 7-6. So if the Panthers are good.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. So it is.
They weren't good.
Let's switch Tampa and Carolina.
It's like you did blast them.
Yeah. But they weren't good at the time. And when we lost to the Raiders, I was like, hey, quality loss. Nick has some. It was the first game of the season.
So it is one team.
Yeah. All right. So I push back on the Josh Allen magic a little bit. Certainly Josh Allen has that in him. And if he goes for 2 touchdowns in the air, 2 on the ground, I'll lay my cards down. But I just want to level set the Josh Allen that we're seeing this year versus the MVP Josh Allen, because I think the line is worse, their defense is worse, and he's trying to do too much too often. So his sacks, that's full year. Have gone from 14 to 31, which is the percentage is 2.8 to around, up to 8%. He had 8 turnovers all last year. He had 12 this year. And I know we turned him over, I think, twice that game. But it's not like a random occurrence that it's not like a Jalen Hurts Chargers thing that never happens. It has been consistent. 2 or more turnovers games, he only had 1. This year he has 5, so they do come in bunches, and he usually loses those games, obviously. Again, if he goes Superman mode, we lose the game. I don't know if there is a normal, good to very good version of the Bills that beats the Patriots. I do think there is a good to very good version of Drake Maye that beats the Bills.
Hold on, why is there not a normal Bills that beat? The Bills played a bad game. We were talking about the first time that you guys played, and it's 20-20 at the
I didn't think they played
warning.
a bad game.
They turned the ball over 3 times.
And you go look at PFF, that turnover doesn't even count. It wasn't a turnover-worthy play because Marcus Jones made such an amazing play.
Okay, so I guess so
that's right. That's PFF. They don't give it to him.
I disagree with you that the Patriots are at such a high level that if the Bills play very well, they don't win. I just disagree. I disagree with that. But I guess we can see how it plays out. Yeah.
Did Josh play amazing against the Bengals? He did.
Yes.
He did, right?
Yes, but
they would have lost. My argument is they would have lost that game unless Joe Burrow. Without Joe Burrow having a total meltdown.
So that specific game might be true, but I just think there are plenty of examples of the Bills over the last few years of playing a quality opponent.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not the same. My first graphic is trying to say this is not the Bills from a few years ago. This is the new Bills that struggles.
Okay, so
that's my argument.
No, and your argument might be correct, and that's not actually even the thing I want to discuss with you, because, and this is what I alluded to yesterday, which is your level of confidence that Drake Maye doesn't have bad games. And this is where I think, and I am very cautious with when I think the schedule stuff applies and when it's just a way to, knock a team you don't like.
Sure.
I think because of the quality of opponents you guys have played, and because Drake is solid, more than solid, but solid in this regard, if you guys are in control of a game, he's not taking a lot of chances. He's not being wild, risky gunslinger. You guys have been able to play from a game script advantage and such a sizable schematic advantage in second halves of games that we haven't had like, oh, Drake's the last gotta have a moment I think he had was that amazing play against the Bills. The one where he's almost falling down throws and the third down conversion against the Bills that set up the field goal. But you guys have been in control of these games late for the most part. And what I think you need to potentially prepare yourself for is what young superstar, I think, quarterback Drake Maye could look like down 27-17 in a third quarter is very different than the player we've seen the last 10 games. And that's where a lot of guys make their big mistakes. Like that, and I'm not comparing the players because I don't want to fight about it and because I think they're different caliber. It's similar to what we saw with Brock Purdy at different instances. Like Purdy, when they were rolling folks, whatever, man, this guy just doesn't make mistakes, there's all these things. All of a sudden found himself in, oh, we need you to go make some plays, and things worked against him. I think that happens to young quarterbacks a lot, and I think that the fact that you haven't seen it yet for the Patriots, in part because they have been playing teams that they are flatly better than, you're not ready for that to be a possibility. And I think this weekend, it is a very real possibility.
Well, he hasn't had a bad game all year. I
just haven't seen it. Like my son is 13. I've never seen him dunk. I've never seen him dunk. He's 5'1". He's 13. I've never seen him touch a rim. Now you're gonna tell me, you know what? He's not. Is he ever going to dunk? I think he will. I think he will.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be on Sunday though. I haven't seen it.
Hold on, Brew. You guys
have yet to see it.
Coach, do you?
Yeah, look, I've said that I think that there's some Sam Darnold in Drake Maye. I've made that comparison.
Well, last year there looked like it was.
No, that's what I'm saying is we've seen some really great things out of Sam Darnold. It took him longer to get there. Now, thankfully, Drake May's teamed up now with Josh a lot sooner than Sam, was able to get with his guys. Yeah. So, but in those big moments and the history of turnovers, over time. It's going to be interesting to see how he responds.
Yeah, I think Josh has been the key, like you said. I think Josh.
Oh, Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, Josh McDaniels.
No, I think Josh
huge for him.
100%.
I completely.
And
agree.
even if they're down 10, there might be a part of them that's like you, this might be good for us to have this adversity, maybe an L. I don't think they'll let Drake go loose, even if they're down 10.
And I also think with Mike Vrabel having a much more global view as a head coach, an experienced head coach, the idea of playing complementary football, the idea of not putting your rookie quarterback in bad situations, all of those things really play so well to his continued development.
Sometimes the other big thing, and then we'll move on to the Raiders, your Raiders.
The Eagles. We're moving on to the Eagles. We're doing the Eagles. Don't tell the audience we're doing the Raiders.
The difference, and I don't know if I've tried to crystallize this in a few ways. I don't think I've done it. When Josh puts on his cape, there's no design to it. There's just Josh starts doing amazing stuff, small windows, making stuff happen. The Patriots play very differently. It's schemed open by Josh. The stuff is very simple. All of a sudden, it's like, oh no, it's 3rd and 8, and it's almost like a walk in the park gets schemed open.
That's where I think the schedule stuff has maybe
fair.
Warped your mind on how easy professional football is.
10 wins in a row. It's hard to argue.
It's hard to argue. It's pretty good.
All right, Raiders 11.5-point underdogs in Philadelphia. Geno unlikely, which would give the nod to one-time Eagle Kenny Pickett. Eagle Jordan Davis confident in Philadelphia. Take a listen.
Offense is going to have their games. And I'm so deep into this faith in the offense that I have that one day, hopefully very, very soon, it's going to click. And when it does click, watch out, because we all know what we're capable of. We have to keep keeping the faith, because I feel like a lot of people are just kind of losing faith. And whether that's y'all, whether that's the fans, whatever. But me, I'm still 10 toes down for this team. I'm still 10 toes down.
Okay, new rule to Philadelphia PR. Jalen Hurts will go second. Jordan Davis will go first. The podium. How can the Eagles convince you that they've avoided the supernatural funk?
Well, one reason Jordan was so confident, he had just gotten back to his locker and looked at the schedule and saw the Raiders. He said, oh, my, I feel good now. Like, I need to see a blowout.
Okay.
7 of their 8 wins, the Eagles, this year have been by 1 score.
Yeah.
So,
it's just the Giants.
And we've after wins, there's been all this hand wringing about them.
True.
So just a close win over the Raiders, who have 2 wins and are likely to be playing their backup quarterback, who we know isn't very good. It would be a win. It'd be great for the standings and making the playoffs, but it would almost feel like a loss with that locker room, And so I think they need to come out, blow out. Jalen plays great. AJ, of course, is involved and has a good game, but Devontae Smith as well. Like, I don't like force-feeding AJ. He's great. He's going to get his. He can get it in the flow. I'm not going to say they have to have 100-plus yards from Saquon, but it'd be nice. But I just think they need a blowout because, they got to blow him out.
Yeah, I'm much more in your camp, Brew, than I normally would be, is playing the Raiders at this point. It's got to be.
This is real tough if you're a Raider fan.
It's got to be good football. It's got to be really good football from Philadelphia's part. And let's say the Raiders have a great game and they play good football as well. But we can't watch this game and have this game be close and sloppy, and it's in the fourth quarter and Las Vegas is driving down to get the winning field goal. That to me would be a real problem. But it's not off the board. It's not off the board because human nature of, we lost 3 straight, but we're playing the Raiders. Just like we're talking this way, nothing gives you losses quicker than that mindset. And this locker room with positivity bunnies and books on sidelines and all the other stuff, it doesn't seem like they're immune to taking the week off against an opponent they think they could take the week off against.
Is any part of that, the Raiders have lost 7 in a row, right? Their last win was against the Titans. The flip side of, hey, we're playing the Raiders, we can take a breath. What's the flip side of, you know what, this season has been a disaster. Only one guy had us making the playoffs, Nick Wright on First Things First. What if we beat the Super Bowl champs?
Oh, for the Raiders?
And they step up in the Eagles.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've been a part of too many of those teams where at the end of the season, you're just trying to be the Grinch. And that's like a rallying cry. You want to ruin other people's holidays. And for Las Vegas, if they can go ruin Philadelphia's Christmas, they'll be really excited.
Are the chances is great? Let's start to develop.
Go ahead.
Because I want to say something about the Eagles, if I may. Because I think it's been a really good week for our show. I think that there's one thing we've screwed up. And it is because, in part, Wildes has been very lucky that he is now the Patriots guy because they're good, and he's from there, of course. That is where his heart is. But for the entirety of the offseason and the first month of the year, he was the Eagles guy, and they were winning.
Just less so.
Well, again, but the conversation, I believe, around the Eagles after that Chargers game is, are they done? Can that team win the Super Bowl still? And my answer is unequivocally no. That this team, yes, maybe they can win they obviously can win the NFC East. They're favored to win the NFC East. But this team, do we still consider them, forget even tier 1 or tier 2 Super Bowl contender? Or are they just in the puncher's chance in the tournament? And that game against the Chargers being the final exclamation point on the building avalanche of what is wrong with this offense, to me, deaded them as this team can win the Super Bowl. I know you might disagree.
Yeah, I disagree with that. The overtime.
No, just the fight. It's not even that they lost. I would have honestly felt similarly if Jalen's pass had just been deflected and then they ran in a touchdown. Just the fact that we're 13 games into the year, and the offense is non-functional, makes it to me, and the offense just had its worst performance of the season. That to me is the story, and that's why I'm giving the Raiders a shot here.
Wow, you and Kenny Pickett, strange bedfellows.
I know.
I love it.
He loves it. That's all this is.
How's that running back doing?
Oh, gosh.
BTW, FYI. Visit Nexplanon.com RN to learn about Nexplanon. It's an adjustable implant, 68 milligrams radio paid. Or ask your HCP IRL. Okay, TTYL.
Phillip Rivers, if he gets the start, is almost a 14-point underdog in Seattle. What? Seems like a lot considering last time in Seattle he won 25-17, threw for 228 and 2 touchdowns. Now, granted, that was November of 2018. But regardless, Coach, we're going to break out your 3 keys to a successful game for Phillip Rivers and the Colts against this tough Seahawks defense.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't have done this. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't really have any keys for how this is going to work.
Coach's keys, I would not have done this, don't know how to make it work.
Tough one.
Yeah. I went back and looked at Joe Flacco when he went to the Browns, and he had sat until November, and he finally gets called up. But he had played the year before.
Yeah.
So he gets called up, and even when he gets called up, he's 38. Phillip Rivers just turned 44, I think, December 4th. And then Flacco had 13 days to prep, and he has, 4 days to prep? Mm-hmm. And he's playing a salty, high-pressure defense. Yeah. There is nothing about this that excites me, and I guess hand the ball off every time, that you could do that. I mean, that might work.
I think they're going to be on to that.
Throw the ball quick, but that's really probably going to be your only options because they're going to be coming fast. And I mean, you stumble into the locker room and mate, look, it's Disney at this point.
Yeah, look, he's a devout Catholic. Phillip Rivers.
So you're saying he should pray?
Yeah, be in prayer. Call up some of the nuns and the priests and say some Our Fathers. I do think, I'm going to try to be optimistic.
Okay.
I think he has 1 or 2 good games, like pretty good games in him. And it's tough to see it against Seattle because I think they're hoping to get enough of a passing game where they can't just stack the box and shut down Jonathan Taylor and maybe get him going. But he wasn't mobile when he was in his prime. Phillip Rivers. And so I just think he's a sitting duck.
So I want to talk about that piece of it, Brew. Because you know how sometimes, like Scalabrini did the thing where he was like, I'm closer to LeBron than you are to me. You sometimes see the 40-yard dash time of like a 320-pound offensive lineman and realize, oh,
4'9".
Right. The NFL big, fat, slow guys would be the fastest person in your friend group.
Right.
I think there is a corollary to this because I have heard a lot of people say, well, and Phillip even said, he's like, I didn't rely on my athleticism back when I played. I think Phillip Rivers underestimates how great of an athlete he was while he played.
Oh.
The idea that, because I didn't run around much and move much then, it'll be the same. The amount of athletic atrophy that will have occurred from age 40 to age 44, most importantly, while not playing sports, I think will be shocking to him. And the speed of the game is, and I understand it sounds silly coming from me talking to Phillip Rivers, who lived the speed of the game for his whole career. I truly don't think this is possible. I don't think you can take someone who hasn't played the sport for a half decade, who is well past their athletic prime, drop them into the hardest position to play in sports and have it be functional. And it, to me, and I know I've said this a few times this week, it shows such an overwhelming, in my opinion, arrogance on behalf of Steichen that the only thing that matters is, do you understand my system?
And even when we watch those boxers who go back and fight, they've trained for 3 or 4 months. They've been working hard leading up to the fight. This is literally, hey, fly in, we're going to sign you. And I know he's like, well, the PR staff is the same and the media is the same. Yeah. No, it's not the same.
No. Coach, I mean,
I
think the first time he's hit, he hasn't been hit like this in 5 years.
He's got his little extra pad. I love it. Love it with all my heart.
I'm pulling for it.
I can't wait.
Question I want to do. Live from New York. The show's starting to believe in Phillip Rivers a little bit.
No,
looking up his
the show is not.
Talking about him going to the Hall of Fame.
All you, buddy.
I'm holding out hope.
Now, I will say for the Hall of Fame.
Everybody's hedging on this.
Hold on, not me. But for the Hall of Fame,
yes,
this was brilliant, buddy. Because.
Oh, to push it.
Yeah, because, so right now, Breeze is eligible this year. Eli, Brady comes up very soon. Now he has to wait 5 more years, and that's when we're in that little quarterback drought. Just like Matt Ryan and Cam Newton, guys who probably aren't going to get in.
I like it as a resume.
So this could help him.
And by the way,
and there's going to be well, remember how he heroically played in that last game?
What if he goes out and doesn't heroically play and he just looks absolutely terrible?
Yeah.
That won't be good. That will hurt his
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
No, I don't think this will hurt his Hall of Fame.
It has to.
You don't think so?
I don't think it can hurt.
I don't think it can hurt.
No. And he might, again, I don't want to.
His passer rating goes down.
He might get a little sympathy bump after this.
Today, Justin Herbert with a chance to end the Chiefs' season. Meanwhile, Raiders. Do they have Philadelphia on upset alert?
No.
A special edition of the hottest segment in all of sports. But right now, we're talking Bucs. They get cute, blow a fourth quarter lead. Now they're 500 and fall behind my Panthers. Todd Bowles not happy.
The coaches have done everything they can do. This is a player-driven team in the last 4 or 5 weeks. You got to execute, and they got to hold each other accountable. As a coach, you can sit there till you blue in the face until they start holding each other accountable and doing the little things right. And that's not everybody. We're talking about a small select few, but the small select few is what's getting us beat. And until that happens, it's not going to get right.
Coach, what was your read on that?
Yeah, I listened to the other part of his speech where he talked about how this needs to hurt and how, collectively, if you're not feeling the pain after these losses, and that's a real problem. And I was assuming that that's what he was trying to address from a coaching perspective is no matter how hard you want to push someone to feel, you can't. They either do or they don't, and they're either going to do right or they're not going to do right. Now, I don't love the idea of saying coaches have done all they can do. To me, that's not true. When things are going poorly, it's all about what can I do differently to change this. And as soon as you start saying, hey, it's not me, it's you, then all those guys in the locker room, they're gonna pull back and say, we're not in this together.
Can I ask you a question? Because a few weeks ago, Baker said something at one of the press conferences about,
killer instinct?
About having the killer instinct, and I didn't feel that way. But again, back at that moment, the Bucs were my Super Bowl team. Now I'm a Rams guy. Everybody knows that. Yeah. And I didn't read it as a shot at the coaches. I think you said as a coach you would read it as a shot at you. Do you read this as him returning some fire back to either Baker or the players in general?
Emotional speeches after losses are never typically great.
Interesting.
Where you're in the heat of the moment, you're so disappointed that you want to say less as opposed to say more because he can't walk back these comments.
Right.
And every time something goes wrong now, let's say he makes a poor coaching decision, he blows up the clock, whatever it is, the player's going to be like, hey, we did all we could do. You need to do better. And you don't want to get into that. If anything, when it gets tough, you're doing everything you can to pull people together as opposed to be like, hey, it's on them now. Player-driven team. What does that mean exactly?
Yeah, I said earlier, I liked the rant everybody's been playing that we played at the beginning of the show when he said you got to feel it, you got to, it's the pain has to hurt, whatever. I like that from him, but this I agree with you, Coach. And remember, it's not just the players. The front office that has brought these players in is looking at, everybody's going to be looking to save their job. If they don't make the playoffs, or even if they get bounced in the first round, this is a bad season for them.
Yeah.
And ownership, and everybody's going to be scrambling, I think, to keep their jobs. And I do not think Todd Bowles should get fired. I think he's a good coach. I think he's done a good job there. But I think the front office will look at this as, well, we bring the players in, and he's ripping all these players that we've brought in. And I think ownership, like Coach said, is going to say, well, he has no answers. He said,
yeah, that's exactly right.
I got no answers.
If you've done all you can do, then why do we need you?
I hate to say it because I hope it doesn't happen, but he might lose the locker room, and then, like I said, front office and owner.
So I would feel like he has earned more of a margin of error. And I understand that I have put maybe coaches that had better teams on hotter seats than I'm putting Bowles, but in part that's because I have not looked at the Bucs under him as having underachieved in a single season. You know what I mean?
But
I think
this would be the first.
This would be the first season that they underachieved. And again, it is still all in front of them, but I do want the audience to understand what a crushing 4 days this was for them. Because losing to the Saints, a divisional team, and then losing to the Falcons, a divisional team, what it means pragmatically is if Carolina beats New Orleans this week, Coach, for Tampa to win the division, they have to sweep the Panthers. They have to win week 16 and 18. Oddly.
And honestly, the Dolphins not going to be a cakewalk.
So here's the thing, and this is what's really weird. I did this earlier today. If Carolina beats the Saints, then both Carolina and Tampa's Week 17 game is entirely meaningless. It does not matter. It doesn't win or loss for either one of them has no impact whatsoever. If Carolina wins this weekend, then to win the division, they need to split with the Bucs or sweep them. And for the Bucs to win the division, they absolutely must sweep Carolina.
I just wonder, by making such a public statement, is his thinking that this is somehow going to push the players closer to what he wants as opposed to pushing them further away? This to me feels like when a player calls out a coach after a game and then apologizes 2 days later. Hey, I said things emotionally. If you really feel this way, have that conversation in the team meeting. Open it up. Don't do it on the podium. Yeah. Do it in the team meeting where everybody's having real honest conversation.
And they've lost 5 of 6. They've lost 6 of 8. Baker's having the first slump of his Bucs career. Rough spot.
Time now for a segment so hot we put it over by the vestibule to warm us up when we come in. It's upset alert. A quick view at the standings.
Wow.
Again, this is the last year for the current rules.
Wow.
What's the score?
I mean, Coach, you have 56 points.
Wow.
Greg got you guys a nice smooth 8.5 last week with Pittsburgh. KW got 1 point.
Hammer.
More on that in a moment. Brew, I hated your pick, but it was a winner for you.
I'm coming for a while.
Here's the deal.
You're only down by 40.
And this is a democracy-ish thing. So here are the current upset alert rules. Everybody knows them. You have them memorized. We are suggesting, KW is, and I have co-signed it, a tweak to the rules for next year. Not for this year, Coach, for next year. So if we could show the rule change. Increase points awarded for an upset alert pick covering the spread, but not winning outright, to 3 points rather than just 1 point.
Fair.
So that's all it is. If you
then your picks aren't full upset.
But you still get the big point bonus for. So we checked it. I don't know if we can show the standings again, just very quickly.
I would be very interested in this.
If under the proposed new system, if you will, Brew, instead of 16, you would have 20. KW, instead of 28.5, you would have 36.5. And Coach and Greg, I didn't even calculate it because you guys just get straight winners every week.
Now, is this like the owners' meeting where we all get to vote on it? Like the tush push? No, it's not.
You do get a vote.
And
I don't think Coach wants to change the rules.
No. Look, however you guys want to do it, I'm perfectly happy. I feel very comfortable.
They won
Greg and
last
I
year. They are running away with it.
I'll be
Now,
honest.
I would like to advocate for a change of the must-win rules. You know, that to me, if we could do one segment change, maybe we could do another segment change.
They might be connected.
Yeah, if we negotiate that, that'd be
Coach, here we
very
go.
happy.
Guaranteed upset alert coming up.
Yep, I'm going with the Cleveland Browns.
Yes! Wow! Yes! You hear that, Danny Parkins?
Yep. So here's what I'm thinking.
Love it.
You play Green Bay, tough emotional loss. Now you play the Browns, and then who do you have to play next? You have to play Green Bay. So you're looking at these two hard games, and sandwich in between is a cupcake that you can kind of catch your breath, relax a little bit. This team doesn't win. They've got a rookie quarterback. He's had a few moments, but he'll turn the ball over. He'll get sacked. We lead the league in turnovers. So there's all that stuff that's going into it. Where on the flip side of it, you've got Myles Garrett approaching the sack record. You've got potentially the defensive rookie of the year. Those guys are going to be fired up to make sure that Myles gets what Myles deserves and what they feel he deserves. So the defense is going to be fired up. Then the other side of that is Shador. He's added some energy to the building. He's added some energy to the offense, and I think there's a collective, there's plenty of guys on that offense that want to prove that he should have been the quarterback earlier than he was. So they're going to be fired up too. And Caleb, he can go. You know, he's made a lot of progress, but he's very willing to make mistakes too, make some rookie type mistakes. So I see Green Bay, cupcake, except that cupcake's not going to go along with what the Bears are hoping.
I love this, bro. And you called this too. You should get points for this too.
Coach, I thought about, before I knew this was your pick, I did consider it. I was like, I don't know, but I love that. The fact that you're saying, this is the first week I'm pulling for you to be right on your upset alert. And it would be very hard for Caleb to can he even outplay Shador in the loss?
Theoretically, but it would be great for the show.
That'd be great. Yeah, because I don't know how Shador could lose that. All right, this one, I had to go big game hunting, of course.
Oh.
I'm not 100% certain on it, but I feel pretty good. I feel decent about it. No, I'm not going at you. Detroit beating the Rams
I don't mind that
in
at all.
LA. I got Detroit doing it. You know, obviously it's the battle of the quarterbacks, you know, switching teams and all that. Detroit just needs it more. And I know the Rams, they still have something to play for too, but Detroit is desperate, all right? They need this win. Jared Goff, as well as he's played for Detroit, I think there's a part of him that still's got that chip on his shoulder, because everybody looks at it as, yeah, sure, it's been fine for Detroit, but it's been great for the Rams and Matthew Stafford. And I'm not sure, Coach, that the Rams wouldn't have won that Super Bowl with Jared Goff. I know McVay was down on him, but I'm not so sure they couldn't have won that Super Bowl with Goff.
Jaworski Tart also would have
I mean, think about it. I don't know if he throws it straight to Jaworski Tart's numbers.
Can you get off of
I'm just saying.
He's such a nice kid.
It's totally changed.
He's such a nice person.
I know Stafford loves him. But no, I think Goff plays well. I think Stafford will be fine. I think the desperation for Detroit is huge. Dan Campbell will have his team riled up. And, Coach, I know the Rams' defense is great, but I think Jahmyr Gibbs is the star. And they got all these weapons, of course. But I think Jahmyr Gibbs, through the air and on the ground, has a huge game, and Detroit wins this.
Excellent.
Brew, I feel a little badly because you obviously made this pick before the show, and you hadn't factored in the extra boost the Rams were going to get internally in the locker room hearing that I had made them my Super Bowl pick. So do you have any second thoughts about that?
Might be a letdown.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right.
They're like, hold on, he picked the Bears last year, and he picked Tampa Bay this year.
I wonder who Wilds is picking.
Time now for the Puxatawny Phil football and make his upset alert pick. Why do they call you Puxatawny Phil football? Weird name. He's like, I got it. Covered with fur, live in a log. Just a coincidence, actually. I'm going.
What about
how you?
I dropped that.
Why?
I don't know.
It wasn't great, but I still
It was
would like
great.
to
What are
see
you talking about?
You wouldn't have dropped it if it was great.
I just know. Girl Scout cookies are great. They're not available 365. Bills straight up over Patriots.
Wait. Bills straight up over
Patriots straight up over.
This guy, what? No, he really is trying to have it both ways.
I wouldn't mind it.
He wants to be able to show the video.
No, I don't think like that, but that is good. Patriots straight up over Bills. I am a huge Bills fan. The Bud Light thing, I love it. Okay, I want to take a little bit of time here.
Take all the time you want.
To say congratulations to my fictitious friend who just became a father. And he came up to me and he said, Kevin, I just became a father. Do you have any advice? And I said, first of all, thank you for asking me. Yeah. And congratulations on the newest rival of your family. And I said, fictitious friend, here's the key. It's better to be consistently excellent than occasionally amazing. So what do you mean by that? So, like me, for example, I take my kid to hockey practice. I cook up some steaks. I take the garbage. I keep the heat on in the house. Are we going to Paris to Euro Disney on a random Wednesday? No, I'm not doing that. I'm taking you to soccer practice. Consistently excellent, not occasionally amazing. He said, wow, I will do that. I said, congratulations again on the newest edition.
What about amazing every 2 weeks?
Nope.
Hey, how about
consistently excellent. So here's two graphics that really drive home this point. I said, wow, that kind of dovetails with my take about the Patriots and the Bills. Weird how that works. Patriots, longest streak of scoring 23 and allowing 23 or fewer. Patriots are at 10 games of doing that. What are we going to do in the playoffs? Who knows? Is there any precedent?
Job by Josh.
The 61 Oilers won the championship. And the 49ers won the Super Bowl. You know what this is? Consistently excellent. Now, what about occasionally amazing? Pick any random quarterback. Josh Allen. If you go up, what goes up must come down.
Sounds like a roller coaster.
Yes.
Bingo. Did I trademark that? Roller coaster, Josh Allen? Maybe. 2 turnover games, most since the start of October. Let's see how this graphic looks. Well, what do you know? Trevor Lawrence, Sam Darnold, Tua, Bryce, I'm a Bryce guy, J.J. McCarthy, and Josh Allen, who has 5 games, is 1-4. Now, I'm not debating that the guy's not occasionally amazing. If he puts on the cape, we're going to probably lose. But you know what I would prefer? I'd prefer being the 61 Oilers and winning the championship. So maybe Josh Allen outplays us, but I know we will be slow and steady, consistently excellent. Fatherhood advice. And the reason why the Patriots beat the Bills.
Instead of just made up a friend, you could have.
What?
You said my fictitious friend. You could have just said you gave that advice to DeMaze.
I didn't talk to him.
That would have been
You also didn't talk to your fictitious friend.
You're a liar. Fictitious friend.
It also would have been a little dig at me. Why is DeMaze calling wild for parenting?
That would have been the funniest part.
And by the way,
be amazing.
Right. And honestly, by the way, my parenting style is way more the occasionally amazing.
We're going to the Bahamas. Let's go to Bahamas, everybody, right now.
For the weekend. And then also, and also, why is Dad not here for dinner tonight? It's he's out gambling. We could have workshopped that together.
Sure. Time now.
Yes.
Fix
red hot. My God, Coach.
Scorching.
And I need it too, because this Chiefs season, it's been expensive. Luckily, picks last 3 weeks, 7-1-1. Last week, 2-1. This year, just a game under 500. That's something to brag about, but we're getting hot at the right time. Look at that bottom thing. KW made me do locks. We're 3-0 in locks. Seahawks have been printing money for me. Jags were 1.5 dogs. They win by 1 million. That Eagles, Jalen Hurts, you cost me a 3-0 week. You kept the Chargers alive. I didn't like any bit of it. This week, big numbers out there. Huge spreads. Grabbing some of those points?
No way.
Laying some of those points. Niners, minus 12.5. Here's what I know. This Titans defense let Shador and Stefanski cook them up for 400 yards.
Yeah.
What's it going to do with Shanahan off a bye? Brock Purdy's toe hasn't felt healthier at any point all year. Christian McCaffrey looking spry. How many points is the Titans going to score against Bob Saleh's defense? Cam Ward terrified? Give me a break. It's a lot of points to lay. Don't get me wrong. Niners, off a bye, feeling good, lay the 12.5, bang. You guys are going to hate this one. Don't care. Give me the Raiders, plus 11.5. What'd you say, Brew? Eagles have 8 wins. How many of them were by more than one score? 1 against the Giants. Also, last 75 instances of a team having played in overtime against a team not having played in overtime. The team coming off the overtime game, 24-49 against the spread. And then you realize, wait a minute, that overtime game was Monday. Short week overtime game against a Raiders team that really has been chilling for months, if you think about it. Give me the 11.5 points. The Eagles can't blow anyone out. And then, last but not least,
hate that one either.
We've been printing money here. America, it is a flash sale. We have a Mike McDonald ferocious defense in Seattle taking on a man who damn near qualifies for Social Security. I don't understand how it's happened. Here's also what I know. I said this last week, but I didn't have the evidence of it, and then I got the evidence of it. I said, what's the inverse of Sam Darnold pumpkin mode? Sam Darnold, local TV window when everyone's watching a different game mode, my guy cooks. Would you believe this? Darnold, in his career, the greatest quarterback against the spread in NFL history when favored by at least 7. 9-2 against the spread and 11-0 straight up. Huge favorite, no pressure, and is honest to God, how many points do the Seahawks need to cover the 13.5? Might be 14. Either way, we're laying it. So our 3 picks, KW. The Niners, minus 12.5.
This is insane.
The Raiders, plus 11.5. The Seahawks, minus 13.5. I don't do locks, KW, but if I did have, do you have a question for me?
The lock is going to be the Raiders, I bet.
The lock is going to be the Seattle Seahawks against Philly Rivers.
100%.
That feels like a 3-0 week. Game behind Danny Parkins. Let's go.
Wow. I think that was good.
Thanks,
You like all those too?
I do.
I like the Eagles Raiders a lot.
Thank you.
I don't know. I'm believing in Phillip Rivers.
Okay.
I love the Seattle pick.
Thanks, Coach.
Chiefs Chargers next.
Retirement isn't just about closing out your career. It's mornings that begin with a sunrise instead of an alarm, and the freedom to live the life you've always dreamed of. With a New York Life financial professional, you'll have the guidance to make it real, so your years of hard work become the life you've always imagined. Your life. New York Life. More powerful together. Start today at nyl.com.
Hey, what are you doing tonight? I'm going to my friend's wedding in Brooklyn, but I'm also going to have this on second screen. Texas taking on my Huskies. Solo ball, number 5 right now. Tonight, 8 o'clock.
What's going to be on the first screen?
The wedding.
It's going to be on. You're in the spillover room.
Yeah.
You didn't. You're in the overflow.
8 Eastern tonight at Fox. Quick episode of Scores and Storylines. Here's how the segment works. Give me a score and a storyline. Bills favorite in New England. Hat and a T-shirt game. Also, a winter parka game. Snowfall on the horizon. Nick, how do you see this game playing out? Score, storyline.
Which do you want first? Score
and then the storyline.
31-21 Buffalo.
Oh.
So both of your silly little 61 Oilers streaks are dead, which I didn't even know was a thing, but I'm glad.
It is.
And Josh Allen reminds Wilds how scary he is.
Sure.
Again, you're so flippant.
That's on the board. The guy goes crazy. We can't stop him.
And so I think the Patriots are excellent. I do believe the Patriots can make the Super Bowl. I don't think the Patriots are a juggernaut, though. And it's hard, no matter your schedule, to go 15-2 if you're not a juggernaut.
So you're saying it'd be good if we lost a team, we have a chance to be a juggernaut?
No. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is every team in NFL history that I can remember that won 15 regular season games, or I understand
last year,
that team was a juggernaut. The Chiefs were. Detroit. That's a good point. And so I think the Patriots are really good. I don't think they're going to I don't think the Bills are going to get swept by them. And I also think you're riding a little too high on the horse right now. And you keep saying like this. You're acting like it's someone making a half-court shot to beat you. You're like, well, if he goes Superman mode, what can you do?
Can't stop him.
If it's
31 points, we haven't given up 23.
I understand that, and I think this is the week that ends. I know these guys agree with me for large part, so I'd like to have your reaction.
It would be shocking if it happened. If we haven't given up 23, do the math. And 31, what is that a percentage increase of?
Well, it's 37%.
37%. That would be like in a basketball game if like the Thunder are holding teams to,
You're going to make me do this?
Yeah, then all of a sudden it's like, wow, you're scoring like 145. Like, it'd be shocking. You won 10 in a row. But if Josh Allen does Superman mode, I agree.
You know what? I hope this happens and Josh Allen has a pedestrian game. I hope the headline.
There's no chance they win.
I hope there's a defensive
no
score.
chance
I hope.
They can't
Drake
do it anymore.
Drake May has 3 turnovers.
Drake May turns the ball over. James Cook runs wild. That's the other thing. And let me, because I do want to ask you this.
That'd
Sorry,
be worst
Brew.
case scenario.
Because Coach hasn't. Some of Wild's what he would call, what I will call crazier takes, I've noticed. He debuts them in weeks Greg's here and not you. Wild has a take that the Patriots aren't a good running team because they don't want to be, and that if they wanted to be an excellent, efficient running team, they would be.
It's kind of like how LeBron could be good at team handball.
See,
it's like, well, why doesn't he practice? I'm like, trust me, dude. If he wanted to play team handball, he would crush.
I have a lot of experience this week about talking about things someone could be good at, but they choose not to be. So I agree with you that it's a concept. However, this is the week to prove you're right, KW. That because the Bills, what's their weakness? Run defense.
Yeah.
So if you guys can be an elite running team, you should run all over this team, right? Like that's the best path to beating Buffalo is elite defense.
Hey, Brew?
Well, you know I got the Bills.
I know.
Yeah. Josh putting on the cape, 22 touchdowns running, 2 touchdowns passing. Okay. 28-23 Buffalo.
28-23. Okay.
Yes. Drake plays solid. Not bad, but not fantastic.
All right, that's fine. Coach, if that's not really the format of the segment, it's really one person gives.
Yeah, I thought it was. Well, I didn't know we were going.
Okay, Brew.
We don't. No, just go on to the next game.
I know. I was trying to. Brew wanted to add his score.
I thought you asked me.
Yeah, I thought he did.
Chargers at Chiefs.
I think of a score.
Yeah.
These teams met week 1 in Brazil, but the Chargers are a shell of that team, even though they are currently playoff bound, and the Chiefs are not. Down to 12% for Kansas City. Brew, what's your score and storyline here?
Nick, you're going to like this.
Ooh.
I don't think you'll be in the coffin. 24-21 Kansas City.
I'll take it.
I think Mahomes plays well. I think Herbert struggles. I think he throws a late pick that seals the deal.
Seals the deal?
Yes. So I think Mahomes has 2 touchdown passes, runs the ball well. Situationally, Chiefs by 3.
Yeah, I think Kansas City's going to win bigger than that.
Really?
Yeah, I thought.
Why?
Because I think they're gonna make a little bit of a stand here. I don't think they're gonna go quietly into the night like Nick does.
I don't think that.
They're not at the bottom of my tiers. I put them on the Bud list. Like I believe in Kansas City and what Kansas City can do. And it went bad. Like everything kind of went bad last week.
Yeah.
And I don't think everything's going to go badly this week.
So listen, they are, by the way, going to be in the exact same offensive line situation that they were in last week. Left tackle, right guard, right tackle, all out. Backup left tackle out for the year as well. So that's that's a problem. It's a very similar offensive line situation and one the Chargers are dealing with, where both tackles are out, a backup tackle is out. So that's kind of a wash in that both teams are going to be without their starting O-lines. I do think, Coach, if the Chiefs win, there is going to be a real surge in the locker room of guys, not only are we alive, we're playing the Titans next week like we can, and the Chargers have this brutal schedule. We can do this and keep playing meaningful football.
If they win, why do you say if? I never a doubt.
Well, like there's doubts. Doubts galore right now.
They will win.
Several doubts.
Let me say something. Let me say something. If I said never a doubt this year, it would retroactively cheapen the never a doubt when it really truly was never a doubt. I was right to believe that those Chiefs teams would overcome everything. I am right to be nervous about this year's Chiefs team. But what I want to ask you in seriousness is this, because I said it earlier to KW, and he seemed a little surprised, but I think understood it. I do have a small concern that they're, I don't want to say ready to let go of the rope, but like you said, we were talking about, I think, off the air about how, like, man, not getting a reset, not having these long seasons, like it could be a bit of a relief. And these 3 straight trips to the Super Bowl, the last year, the added pressure of trying to become the greatest team in the history of the sport, do you think there's any bit of that fourth quarter against the Texans was the last stand? And that the way they lost that game, going for it on 4th down, Mahomes having the worst game of his career, that at this point it's just, okay, we don't have it this year.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that there are too many guys with too much pride who won too many games, whether from the coach down to the starting quarterback. Travis Kelce's probably done after this year. I mean, he's playing his final few games, and he just had the quarterback rating he had. This can't be how it ends. So it can end where they're not in the playoffs. It can't end where they're not in the playoffs and they just kind of pack it in. That would just be very uncharacteristic of, I think, the men who are on this team.
Oh, I like that.
That was good.
I like that.
Lions at Rams, Stafford and Goff. America's Game of the Week on Fox. Coach, what's your score and storyline?
Well, you could listen to me or you could listen to Brew, whichever one you choose. Would be right. My score is 31-21, the Rams, and it's the up and down Lions continue the pattern. And I know you hated my Model T metaphor analogy or whatever. Yeah. I mean, apropos, it is four. Thank you, because we're.
Well, it's also because that was Brew's first car.
Not quite.
Close. And that's the consistency's been the problem for Detroit. So it's win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game.
It's crazy how long that's gone on for.
It's 8 weeks now, and what did they do last week, Brew?
They won.
Yeah, they won.
They won a game. So until they can break this pattern, which they haven't shown the ability to do, they're due to lose this game. They haven't been very good on the road at 3-3. You know, they're both very potent offenses. The Rams are a little bit better in terms of points allowed. So I think at the end of the day, unfortunately for Detroit, this pattern is going to continue.
So here's why. So I agree with you, Coach, and it's more about the Rams than the Lions in that it's very rare that you have the 1 seed playing a team that's out of the playoffs, and they're both, not equally, but they're both desperate. And here's what I mean. The Rams right now are the 1 seed, but the Bears a week ago were the 1 seed. They lost 1 game. They fell to the 7. Because Seattle has the same record as the Rams, the Niners are a game back. Like, the Rams have to keep winning because the difference for them, it is likely going to be we are the 1 seed or we're on the road the entirety of the playoffs. Because if Seattle or the Niners, either one, could catch them, then they're a wild card team and everything's different between playing, in SoFi, fast track versus going to Green Bay or Philadelphia or Chicago, something like that. So I think that there is not going to be any relax in the Rams because they understand, Brew, how thin the margin is between an older team getting a bye and having it come through their place. And I just think they are better than the Lions this season.
And it's also when the Lions come to town, you know that you're not relaxing because they'll kick your teeth in and embarrass you. So it's one of those things where it's not like, hey, we can go lay down, throw some no-hit-me punches, we get out with a close game. They will embarrass you. And nobody wants that.
Yeah, I think the Rams are slightly overrated.
Oh,
right.
I like that.
Are they cute?
No.
They're more than cute.
Okay.
They're a fox, but they're a little overrated.
You made him into this stuff. You got
30-27 Lions.
30-27.
30-27.
Lions.
Yes.
Okay. Stafford, 340 yards in 3 games against the Lions.
Wait, averages?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
340.
Yeah, he's been really good. They've lost.
They won in
games.
2. Yeah.
This is Charlie. He's my part rescue dog, part whirlwind. Half of his breakfast always ends up on the floor. And he leaves fur everywhere. That's why I grabbed the Bissell Power Clean Fur Finder. It's cordless, powerful, and actually finds fur you don't even see. If you've got a pet like Charlie, you've got fur everywhere. The Power Clean Fur Finder gets that. Discover how Power Clean Fur Finder makes pet cleanups effortless at Bissell.com.
Tomorrow, Fox Primetime Hoops. Number 2, Michigan against Maryland. Big Ten showdown tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox. Welcome back to the show, talking Broncos-Packers. Broncos, well, they don't lose. They've won 10 in a row, and they really don't lose at home. They've won 11 in a row at home. But you know what? No one on this show necessarily believes. Vegas doesn't believe either. Here's Bo on being an underdog in Denver.
I don't really care. My mom thinks we'll win, so that's all that matters.
Brew, would a win make you believe in the Broncos finally?
I believe in them to a degree. I don't think it would rise much if they win. Now, it'd be impressive. I got the Packers going to the Super Bowl, and I think Denver is in the mix in the AFC. But I think, Coach, this is just the result. This is what happens when you don't have a prolific quarterback. Like, Bo Nix is not, like, I can't count on him every week to put up a bunch of points. So the defense is phenomenal. I feel similar with the Texans, but I do have more faith in C.J. Stroud just because we've seen, it was a couple years ago, but we've seen him play at that really high level consistently. Bo Nix, in 13 games this year, he's had a passer rating of 100 or more twice. In his last 5 games, he's been under 90 as far as passer rating. In his last 4 games, he's got 2 touchdown passes and 3 interceptions. So even if they beat the Packers, I'll still wonder in the back of my mind, they could lose a playoff game 16-13, easily, 13-10. So I just think it's a function of not having a prolific quarterback that you can really count on. That makes me think, okay, they're really good, but there's probably a limit to them.
And what you didn't say about the 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions is who those games were against, right? It was Las Vegas twice and Washington once. So it wasn't like the who's who defensively of opponents, which is problematic. I would feel a lot better if he goes out and he plays really well against this defense, and really. What it's been is he's a reason they don't lose as opposed to a reason that they win.
That's good.
So I would have a lot more confidence in him if he showed that he could be a reason that they win and he could be a reason that they win consistently. He has been effective late in games, which is a real positive. That shows some strength of character and some poise under pressure. But it's just need to see more and some consistent progress would be good too.
So I was far and away the biggest Broncos skeptic on the show coming into the year. I don't think any of certain people thought this team could make the Super Bowl. Nobody on this show.
I had them in the playoffs.
Right, and I had them last in the division. Right, so I was stone wrong on them. And I've watched them incredibly closely because once upon a time I thought the Chiefs were going to run them down to win the division. I've just waited for the loss. If they win this game, because of what the AFC playoff field is, you're going to have to believe in them in this regard. The reason there is a ceiling on a team without the star quarterback going into a postseason is because you're like, man, what about when they run into that star quarterback? The AFC playoff field might end up with 1 star quarterback.
What about Josh Allen?
Okay. And listen, I think Drake Maye is going to be a superstar, but Bo Nix has more playoff experience than Drake Maye, and they're the same draft class, and for them, neither one of them has proven themselves as a star postseason quarterback. Let me put it like that, if that's fair. And when I don't know if we can throw up the Broncos' schedule. You guys talk about his stats the last few weeks. I thought personally, the Chiefs game and the Commanders game, I thought the Chiefs game, he was the best game of his career. And I don't know, I don't have the stats in front of me. Watching that Commanders game, I thought he played really well in that game. And then the Raiders game, it's like, oh, they get a punt return touchdown. And so they have a great defense. They have an excellent offensive line. They are, begrudgingly, I must admit, well coached. That if Bo Nix can play the Packers and just be fine, that might be enough in the AFC this year.
Is.
And so, like, I don't, I still think when I look at their schedule, like, I'm like, yeah, they could lose all 4 of those games.
I know, but
they don't lose.
Could you see after this, if they beat Green Bay, like, could you see making them the favorite in the AFC?
It is going to be very, very, unless the Bills look terrible this week, I just feel like I'm going to go into these AFC playoffs if the Chiefs aren't there and say, man, Josh Allen's going to finally make his Super Bowl. That's how and I know go ahead.
I'm saying, aren't people talking about this game as a potential Super Bowl preview?
Absolutely.
Like,
I mean, it's 2 potential 1 seeds.
Yeah, there's no reason that these 2 teams couldn't meet here and then very easily meet in the Super Bowl.
The Broncos have won 16 of their last 20 games. Like a certain one of them was the gimme from Kansas City.
No, but who cares?
But at a certain point, like, all right, your defense is amazing. You can't get to Bo Nix, so he can sit back there and dice you, and he's proven that he's clutch. Super Bowl winning coach, I'm going to have to start believing them. Stinks, but
you don't want to believe them.
I don't want to, because a lot of my arguments against them are also arguments against the Patriots.
So you can't do it. No, it's massive for your Pats if the Packers win this game. Because if the Pats and Broncos finish with the same record, the Broncos get the 1 seed in every scenario. Like, the Broncos have secured the tiebreaker with the Patriots. Mm-hmm. So for the Patriots to be the 1 seed, they have to finish a game ahead of Denver. So this would be big for you guys.
Josh Jacobs never lost to the Broncos.
Oh, because he played in the division? What? No.
Please no. Please no. Hubs. Live from New York, it's a show that's getting a little bit hungry already for this Bears versus Browns grudge match.
That's right.
The winner gets dinner?
Yeah.
And anything else? Or
well,
just
yeah,
a
remember, if
dinner?
Brew wins, Danny has to have Christmas cards printed up for his family.
I forgot about
that. Yeah, because there's a little extra juice on it.
That really backfired.
Speaking of which, I loved your Christmas card.
Wow, thank you.
Family looks great.
Wow, thanks.
Yes. Did you open yours?
I did open it. I also, can I say the funny thing your wife did?
Sure.
In Christmas cards, you have the picture of usually the parents and then the kids with their kids' age in parentheticals.
That's right.
His wife included his age on it as
47.
47.
I would have loved to laugh at that joke if I would have gotten a card.
What? Not yet.
Wow. You're going to get it in the mail.
Oh,
he handed them out to us because he didn't send them to us.
You're going to get it in the mail.
Story.
Yeah. First things first, overtime.
And also because he just realized he
No, he said it. No, because he was the first one. I was like, man, it came in November. Today, could the Chiefs make you believe again? Man, even the questions we're asking are
sad. It's all sad.
A little bit. Meanwhile, the Packers about to be upset in Denver, considering the Broncos haven't lost in 11 trips to their home stadium. So perhaps a fresh edition of Parkins Picks. But right now, Browns-Bears. One of the coldest games in Soldier Field history.
That's right.
Yikes. Caleb trying to avoid the icy grip of Mother Nature. And Myles Garrett. I don't know if he has an icy grip.
Maybe.
No.
Probably when it's cold out.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it will be Sunday.
Obviously, he's right there at the sack record, almost there at the sack record. And so going to try and make sure that he doesn't get the sack record on us and on me. You just got to, make sure every single snap, every single play, everything is not allowing them to wreck the game. That's something that he can do. That's something that he's done throughout his whole career. And so, we're excited for the challenge. We're excited for this week. We're excited to try and get back in the win column.
It's a wild question here. Are you confident Caleb can dominate the Browns defense?
Well,
dominate.
Oh boy.
That's a no.
Well, hold on. Hold on a second.
The word is dominate. That
Dominate stuff.
I've never seen it before.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
No, I got to be honest. Listen, I've been gambling my whole life, and I'm thrilled that you agreed to the wager. But sometimes I do bite off a little bit more than I can chew because there is I woke up this morning And I was like, talk about your all-time backfires. Because I honestly think, I am so confident that the Bears are going to beat the Browns. They don't even need Caleb to throw the ball. Yeah. But I made the wager a statistical one for Caleb Williams against Shedeur Sanders. So and you guys are the judges of who pays for the dinner. So like, if Caleb has 4 pass attempts, but the Bears win by 20, and Shedeur gets a lot of garbage time passing stats.
You lose, buddy.
Yeah.
If he has 4 pass attempts, you lose, buddy.
That's insulting. That would really be bad.
Well, the thing is, everyone's like, well, it's going to be cold, or the Browns defense. The Bears are the best running team in the NFL since their bye week in week 4. They're the second best running team in the league. Cleveland's defense, little overrated. Wow. They're the 13th ranked rush defense in football.
Tony Pollard ran all over them.
Tony Pollard just had the biggest game against them all year. Half the season, they're giving up 137 yards on the ground, 4 times over 120.
I think a lot of and not to interrupt you, but
no,
quickly,
you're good.
I do think some of their defensive sacks, because they're not as impressive as everybody says, their defense is great. I think a lot of that's because they haven't scored points. Like the offense gives them no help, and the defense is out there all game long. And you look at the rush yards. If you get up on Cleveland, what are you going to do? You're going to run the football. So I think that's a little bit
right. But that's. I made a bet on passing stats. Yeah. I made a bet on passing stats, and so I think the Bears will win this game. I think Caleb will outplay Shedeur. He should. He's much better. But I honestly think the Bears will go into this game and say, why pass?
So
why pass?
Here would be the argument as to why pass at least a bit. We just talked about the Broncos a bit and about how the Broncos might not have to have great quarterback play to be a real contender because they have a great defense, right? And so great defense, great special teams, great offensive line, great coach, 18th best quarterback might in this year's AFC be able to get you through. The Bears don't have a great defense, and this year's NFC is loaded with quarterbacks we believe in more so than the AFC. If the Bears are a real contender, Caleb has to start playing better. Like, that is something I think everyone, even the biggest Caleb defenders will agree on, that Caleb, we are seeing these flashes, these moments, these halves like we did against Green Bay until the final pass he threw. And I think that Ben Johnson has a very delicate balance over the last month of the season of making sure the team qualifies for the playoffs while also making sure that in the playoffs they have their best shot of doing damage. And those two things are not exactly aligned. Like in this...
But I hear what you're saying, but do you think... I don't think they're going into these late games, these last games, experimenting. Like, I hear you're saying, look, they got to get Caleb throwing the football, but this isn't the game for that.
I think it would be... I think it would be smart to say, hey, it's year 2 of Caleb, year 1 of Ben Johnson. We're already at least slightly ahead of the schedule as far as the Ben Johnson era, not the Caleb era, but the Ben Johnson era. So let's try to win games while also improving where we're deficient. And so that's where I would be very disappointed if I were a Bears fan if the game plan was keep the ball out of Caleb's hand.
But I don't think it's out of fear. I think it's because they think they can run all over Cleveland.
But why wouldn't they think they can also throw on Cleveland, I guess is
the pass.
They're one of the best pass defenses in football.
Myles Garrett.
See, because I could see Caleb. Look, I talked about it. He was phenomenal last weekend in the rollouts, design rollouts, all that stuff. And some of it he just rolled out himself. But I think with this pass rush, I think he's going to start. He could get in Superman mode, and he's scrambling to get away from the rush, and then he does make some plays that way, but I think that could go bad for him. I don't think he'll be terrible. I think he'll kind of be what he's been.
But you just think Shedeur's going to cook?
Yeah. I'm not even going to say Shedeur's going to cook. I just think he'll put up better numbers. I think he'll play better overall. And I do agree with a lot of what you said. Like, if I'm the Bears, I am going into this thinking, let's run the football. We got a great run team. That is I wouldn't say a weakness of the Browns defense, but it's more of a weakness for them than their pass defense.
They're the 26th ranked rush defense the last 7 weeks. Like in that graphic I showed, that's 26th in the NFL.
Yeah.
So,
KW, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, but then we have to get to good, better.
Yeah, I know. It's just very quick. Does this bet have to have a winner, or is there a draw possible?
Yes. If there's a draw, you guys both have to take us to dinner.
well, I think Nick should pay.
Separate.
If there's,
it's gonna be who wins. You have to win.
I could see a draw.
Danny
No,
a lot.
Yeah.
Brew will not agree to that. Brew will not agree that you can't win the bet without the
There's
team
games
winning
like
the game.
Josh Allen, I think, against the Jets.
Well,
he did nothing.
Shador
We
could
still
win
the
without
game.
winning the game.
Oh, but Danny, the Bears.
I mean, there's no way. If the Bears lose, I don't really see how Caleb, unless Caleb throws for 300-something yards and 4 touchdowns.
You're stuck.
But Shador would probably have a decent game.
Even special team stuff, he needs to be the leader in the locker room.
By the way,
that
that sushi spot that I've been telling you about.
Yeah.
I saw if they could have a reservation rate. I think it's like $6.50 a person per.
Oh, I like that.
So, yeah.
Sake included?
Yeah, there you go.
Coach shook Danny up.
Yeah.
Really did.
By the way,
Bears are going to win.
Also, Coach can put away some food. I've had dinner with Coach. He wouldn't mind me saying that.
Good, better,
Coach
best.
can run
You
up a
better
check
hope we
on
do
you.
it a week Greg's here.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Greg's not allowed to eat.
That'll be a big difference.
Bring some
in the
Tupperware, some
bill.
chicken and rice. Yeah, Coach picking the Browns an upset alert. Very disrespectful. Little good, better, best in honor of Ben Johnson ahead of the Bears game. No problem. Good. Caleb Williams. Not going to turn the ball over. Going to make solid plays. He's at home. He's a touchdown favorite. He'll win the game. He'll be good. You know who's going to be better? Dennis Allen. That's the defensive coordinator of the Chicago Bears that leads the NFL in takeaways. I know it was cute what Shador did against the Raiders in his one road game. Now you got to go to Soldier Field against the team playing for the 1 seed, playing for the NFC North, all of their hopes and dreams in front of them. Number 1 takeaway defense in the NFL. Dennis Allen is going to confuse Shador Sanders and win me dinner. But who's going to be best? Same as last week. DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai. 150-plus rushing yards between the two of them. Browns rush defense, not very good. Good, better.
That was the first time you've done that with us. So,
that's correct.
Yeah. Well, okay, I like that. Good, better, best. I think Ben Johnson for year 2 is going to need a new little.
I disagree.
New little song.
I disagree. I think it's going perfectly.
All right, moving on to Arrowhead, Chargers Chiefs. Mahomes says he's in unprecedented territory. Brew, we'll start with you on this one. Can the Chiefs do anything to make you believe in them again?
I mean, look, if they blow out the Chargers, that'll be very impressive, but it'll still be like, okay, are they still even going to make the playoffs? You'll feel a little better about it. Because I'm looking at it, what will make me get back to where I was a month and a half ago when it looked like, okay, they're going to get back to the Super Bowl? I think it will be them winning out and making the playoffs.
But
like
nothing on Sunday?
I don't think that won't. It'll give me a little bit more belief,
I guess the question is there anything they can do Sunday that's going to make you feel like they're going to win out? Like they're going to at least make it to where we're in a tiebreaker scenario or at least alive pending other teams' results in Week 18?
That has so much to do with the Chargers, and the rest of their way. But
the answer is no.
The answer is no.
Well, yeah. The answer to that one though is a different question, right? Because aren't the next 2 games Titans and Raiders?
No, it's Titans, Broncos, Raiders.
Oh, Broncos is first.
Yes.
Okay, so so then my answer also is no. Like the Chiefs
suck.
But where we have we've disagreed a lot on the Chiefs this year. But where we have agreed is if they get in.
No, you're not allowed. That takes dead for you. You're not allowed to have that opinion. You wrote them off multiple times. You can't now be like, but if they get in, I'll be scared of them. No, you think the Chiefs are not good. You're not allowed to all of a sudden say if they get in, they're good. They can do damage.
Is that in the bylaws? Is that in the contract? I'm not allowed to. I don't know. Like right now, one game they've been too hot and cold. They've been too on or off. One game it's drops. One game it's penalties. One game it's the defense. One game it's the offense. One game it's a star. One game it's coaching. Like it's too inconsistent that one game and the positive side is not going to get me all the way back.
The answer for me is yes.
Oh, shocker.
Listen, I am not as confident as others that they are going to win this game. But if they win this game, KW, this is what I know is going to be the case. The Chargers, who I think have looked shaky for a month, will obviously be shaky. The Chiefs will have won the game with an offensive line that is actually, in this very moment, more banged up than the Chargers. The same 3 guys that were out for the Chiefs last week are out again, and the backup left tackle. So they will have overcome that with the right guard and right tackle on their way back because they thought they might play this week. The Titans coming up next, and the Chargers, to me, being absolutely on the ropes. And I will feel this way because I think that
even if it's a close win,
if the Chargers lose, if the Chargers lose this game, I will be convinced the Chargers are going to finish the season losing 3 of 4 or 4 of 4. And so it will then, for me, come down to, can the Chiefs in Week 17 at home against Denver beat a team that maybe hasn't lost at that point in 12 weeks, is playing for the 1 seed, all of those things. Because they're not going to lose to the Titans, and the Chargers are in Dallas after this, home for Houston, and then in Denver at the end of the year. So I started this week on a gurney with a face mask on because the Chiefs have lost consecutive have-to-have-it games.
That was a nice casket.
It was very nice casket.
It was a nice casket.
But if they win this game, KW, I also think they will, the teams that they're chasing, one of them starting a 44-year-old and I think is about to get blasted by Seattle.
Correct.
And the other one, they're playing. So I think it also will, I know Mahomes' kind of demeanor has been, we don't even control it anymore. And I know they still technically won't control it after this week, but I think they will feel like, man, we are right there, and we do have it all in front of us. So I will believe again.
I will 100% believe in the Chiefs. I also am guaranteeing a victory over the Chargers. The Chargers are riding one of the luckiest wins in the NFL this year. Their game was, they got sacked. It's the worst for the Chargers. They were pressured 68% of the time, worst by any team this year. Combine that with Chris Jones, who has been sort of disappeared for most of the year, and all of a sudden, like, boom, guess what? Here's my season-high 7 pressures. So this combination of Chris Jones being on a heater and the Chargers being in trouble, who were gifted a win by Jalen Hurts, spells a guaranteed W for the Chiefs. Travis Kelce's down in the dumps. I don't know why. I grant he was beating himself up. Look at the tight end statistics like Travis Kelce. He's top 5 in catches and yards.
I think he's upset with himself that he's had some high leverage mistakes.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, they've cost them.
But Nick, you said that you don't have a ton of confidence that the Chiefs are going to win this game. They weren't in Nick's picks.
Yes.
But if the Chargers lose to the Chiefs, they're definitely going to be losing to teams like the Texans and the Cowboys.
But the Texans and the Cowboys right now are better than the Chiefs.
Well, so you think they're better than the Chiefs?
Right now, absolutely. The Texans and Cowboys just bro, we do this weird thing in the NFL.
Yes.
It's weird. We play games. Right now, we played. The Chiefs needed the games. They lost them both.
Okay.
So right
That's
now, this moment, those teams are better than the Chiefs right now.
We'll see. The vibe antennas will be interesting in Arrowhead. We'll see if you're letting go of the rope.
It's going to be nervous energy early. If the Chiefs get out to an early lead, I think it could snowball positively. If they get out to an early deficit, I think it might be the culmination of an incredibly taxing 3-year and really 7-year run.
Not great. All right, time now for a special edition of Parkins Picks.
Is it special anymore?
Oh, it's special.
It's seeing the NFL very clearly. This is the official pick segment. I plug into the matrix. I see the league clearly. I'm not going to let 3-0 change me. I'm not scared of picking big games. Taking the points with Detroit. Play in the wood with the Chicago Bears. Easy, easier, and easiest. I know that I'm right.
Now, here's the thing, gentlemen. I'm not red hot. I agree. That's undeniable.
It's 1-2.
It is 1-2.
We're covering up your record. It's so embarrassing.
The record is
22 and 20. It's not
better than your record. To be clear.
But I'm
favored.
trending.
That's a few
But
games.
no, I mean, I have 21 losses. He has 20 losses.
Oh, you're doing loss column. That's fine. Yeah. But we all can remember last week, Bills won by 5. I laid 5.5 points.
Yeah.
Lost by half a point. Tough break.
Welcome
Bears. No, I'm explaining it for the audience and reminding Wilds and Brew what happened.
Yeah.
Bears lose by 7, 6.5 point dog. I lost 2 games by 1 total point.
So like
by half a game each.
Do you get like if you made that bet like at the sportsbook and casino, do they like give you some of your money back?
That would make sense.
They should give it back to me.
You were close, like
a
90,
value
like a
loser,
rebate.
Nick.
Okay, yeah.
A value loser. I was that close to a 3-0 week. You were getting boat raced. All right. Well, listen. You can give me advice when you pass me in the standings.
Okay.
So week 15 feels like 3-0. I'm 1 week removed from 3-0. By the way, Green Bay goes into Denver and takes care of business. Denver has 11 wins. 9 are by 1 score. So that's the Broncos side of it. Now you get a team that's playing its best football that I think is a legit Super Bowl contender, coming into your house, favored by less than a field goal, and Jordan Love on the road. I don't want to just talk bad about Denver. I have to be honest. Jordan Love has been very impressive. He's arguably been the best road quarterback in football this year. And as Brew has pointed out a number of times, his weapons are getting healthier. I thought he looked incredible early against the Bears. He obviously looked great against the Lions. I think he gets the job done in
Go ahead and
Denver.
say it, Danny. J-Lo.
J-Lo. It didn't feel good. I'm sorry. 3 weeks in a row, they keep covering for me. Let's go back to the well. The Houston Texans. Minus 9.5 against the Cardinals. Well, sneak peek, I guess, for the last one. Spoiler alert, like the Chargers and Arrowhead. Yeah. But on the Houston side, Houston minus 9.5. What have the Texans done the last 5 weeks? Well, they've won all 5 of their games. What have the Cardinals done the last 5 weeks? They have lost all 5 of their games. Let's compare the defenses. The Cardinals, the worst defense in football the last 5 weeks. The Texans have only been the 6th best defense in football, but they are the best defense overall this season. Houston keeps beating playoff teams. The Cardinals keep losing. I think the Texans blow them out. Not sure that Arizona gets the double digits in this game. And yes, last but not least, there was a spoiler alert there. I'll take the Chargers plus 5.5. I could talk to you about Justin Herbert. We could talk about what the Chiefs have not done with their pass rush this year, so they're not going to be able to exploit like Philadelphia's defense was last week. But honestly, I don't get why this number goes up. It was 4.5, now it's 5.5. The Chiefs as a favorite, they still have this just belief from the public. Overall, 5-6. Against the spread, 4-7. They haven't covered as a favorite since week 8 against the Commanders. Maybe they'll win, but I think it'll be ugly and they'll eke out a 3-point win. 5.5 is just way too many.
Maybe they'll win. Maybe they'll win. What do you mean maybe they'll win?
Listen, I like the Chargers in the game, but I'm getting 5.5 points. Yeah, that's true. You explained to me about gambling with half points. I get plus
a
5.
3-point win.
Yeah, 21-17 Chiefs is a win for me.
The way that you're talking about, like you don't feel confident, and it's a 5.5 point spread is strange.
Yeah. So that's why I included it in
You know what that feels a lot like?
It's a great pick.
Feels a lot like 1 and 2. Feels like we're going to come in here next week.
By a half point
and,
again.
And what the Packers have somehow won the game by 2. The Texans get backdoor covered. Like something just feels a lot like 1 and 2, Danny.
I'm sorry, I'm not laying 13.5 points.
That's a lot for a team that doesn't score.
Correct. It's like one special teams.
Just don't allow any points. Then it won't be a problem.
Excellent edition of Parkins Picks.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Coming up
See
next.
you at dinner next week.
How scary can the Packers be when they go into Denver? Well, Danny just told you.
Apparently very scary.
Yeah, Monday.
Danny, did you hear the Broncos are 16-4 in their last 20?
Welcome back to FTF on a Friday. We got Coach Mangini and Willie Colon out here with us now. Sunday, fascinating game. Packers take on the 1 seed in the AFC, the Broncos, in Denver, but Green Bay is a road favorite. Packers, got to admit, starting to roll, looking for their 5th straight win. Here is quarterback Jordan Love ahead of the matchup.
I do feel like we're in a really good place right now, and past couple weeks we've been doing some pretty cool things on offense, and putting up a good amount of points. But as we always say, I still think there's more out there for us. I think we're just playing at a high level right now, so something we just got to keep going and keep stacking. But I'd say it feels a little bit different, but I think everybody's got a lot of confidence in what we're doing right now.
Coach, who's the scarier team with a win? Packers, Broncos?
Yeah, to me, it's definitely the Packers if they're able to win this game. And when they lost to the Browns, That was one of their biggest tests in terms of facing a really talented defense. Now they're facing another really talented defense, but they're also facing a team that's won 11 straight games in a row at home. One of the longest winning streaks. I think it's the longest winning streak right now in the NFL, home winning streak, but also close to getting to Denver's longest home winning streak additionally. And to hear Jordan Love talk about a lot more on the table, a lot more that they can get to, you saw that against Chicago, and I'm going to show you a tape here in a second that I thought was not just a function of how well Jordan Love played last week, but how effective they were offensively, collectively, in terms of scheming up what Chicago was doing. So if we go to the tape, this is at the end of the second half. There's 45 seconds left, or end of the first half. 45 seconds left in the first half. This is the second one of his touchdowns, and they're in the exact same formation as the first touchdown they scored. They're keeping the tight end in the back end. They're going to block 7. Then they're going to run an over route by number 3. They're going to run a post route inside and then an in cut. So they've got 3 inside breaking routes. They've got man zone answers over there with their 3 receivers. Now down here, what the Bears are doing is they're overloading the left side. They're going to play cover 2 behind it, and they're going to bring the slot corner off it. So they're disguising and then bring the slot corner off it. So what happens is the backside safety and the middle read dropper both get stuck on the over route, and then this middle read hits right inside of the backside safety, and there's no chance that he's going to be able to get it. And Love does a really good job of leading the receiver away from the backside safety. You can kind of see a little bit better angle here, or at least the quarterback's angle here, and the way he leads them away from it. But what I loved about this play was it was a play that they set up based off of another play that they had scored on earlier. And to Chicago's credit, they had a good package. Yeah. They had blitzed earlier, then this was built off of that blitz. But Green Bay was a step ahead of them on both of these plays and scored against the max pressure and then scored against the disguised cover 2 zone.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think the Packers gain more from this, and I think they go from being dangerous to a legit Super Bowl contender if they're able to beat the Broncos at home. I also think right now it comes down to this Packers defense, because for me, they have to prove they can win a 12-round fight, because the Broncos offense isn't explosive, it's just methodical, right? And we saw what happened. You showed great tape, but if you go back to that game, the Bears didn't look good in the first half. It was the second half they rallied, solely because I felt like the Packers defense let off the gas. And I think if you talk about who the Broncos are on offense, like right now the Broncos have 4 wins when trailing entering the fourth quarter, most in the NFL. So they finish games. They know how to finish, especially with Bo Nix. So if you're the Packers right now, you get this when people look at you in a different light.
Yeah, so I'm already there with you guys on the Packers. Yeah. Like the Packers are a Super Bowl contender. I think that Jordan Love is streaky, and he's on a really good streak right now, and a streaky quarterback can win you a Super Bowl, and we know their defense is legit. To make a point about Denver here, Denver's defense is very good, their coach is very good, and Bo Nix has displayed some clutchness. There's no question about that. But if you have 11 wins and 9 are by 1 score, and some of those 1-score wins, both of their games against Vegas were by 1 score. The game against the Giants and the Jets were both by 1 score. The game against the Titans was a 1-score game. Like, it's not like they're just beating. Now, they have impressive wins. Like, they beat Philly, they beat Kansas City, they beat Houston, also by 1 score. Yeah. If Denver beats Green Bay when they're an underdog at home, I do think I'm going to have to be like, well, man, maybe they just are the team this year that knows how to win. And I have to give that up for them. And so, while I don't think the Broncos are scarier than Green Bay, I think Green Bay's ceiling is higher than them. This, to me, will be validating for Denver. Whereas for Green Bay, I know they can win the Super Bowl. I don't right now think that Denver can win this game, and I'll have to give it up to them.
Yeah, I also think that's a tribute to their defense. Their defense keeps them in a lot of games. I mean, at least fights in situational football. So, and you definitely need a defense come January. My thing, it comes down to Bo Nix. He can't be streaky, right? Like, I think right now you have to see some consistency out of him, especially as these weeks start to dwindle down, because if he comes into the playoffs and he's streaky going into the playoffs, they may be 1 and done.
Think about how little respect the odds makers have for Bo Nix. This is a team that's won 10 straight games. Right. Now, 1 score or not, it's 10 straight games. This is a team that's won 11 straight home games, and you're going to make Green Bay a road favorite against this team. That's saying that we have very little to no confidence that Bo Nix can do anything.
And I get it. Like I don't. I don't want it to sound harsher than it is, but I believe they are still they are 5-0 this year when Bo Nix has a passer rating of under 85. That's impossible.
But there's an old adage that more games in the NFL are lost than won. And what Bo Nix is doing a good job of is he's not losing games for Denver. And that's a huge starting point for most teams.
And they have the comebacks, and he has displayed clutchness and all of that stuff. And I respect that. But just this, to me, would tell me more about Denver than Green Bay, because I feel like I already know a lot about Green Bay. To L.A., the Lions are on the road. Love when these two teams match up. They get the Rams. Detroit is a 6-point underdog. 4 o'clock Eastern, by the way, on Fox. Both teams coming off a win. Both teams with quarterbacks facing their former teams. You know the narrative. Goff v. Stafford. When you look at how Goff and Stafford had fared since the trade in 2021, this is one of the favorite graphics we've ever put up here on the OT. That is since 2021. These guys are traded for each other. The wins is the head-to-head going up against each other. But those are their numbers. Like, it is just, everything about them is similar. Their team's record are similar. Their personal accomplishments, how they play against each other is similar. So, Willie, I'll ask you. You see any way Goff outplays the MVP favorite Stafford?
It's tough because I'm a fan of both of them, right? And I'm damn sure a fan of Matthew Stafford, but I don't see Goff outplaying Stafford right now. The one bad game Stafford has on tape is against the Panthers. It wasn't a good one. We chalked that up. Right now, if you look at the Detroit Lions offense, it goes through Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery. It's not going through Jared Goff. I actually see Goff more as a game manager right now than actually a playmaker or somebody who's the difference on the field. Not to take away his numbers, and they are what they are, but you talking about Matthew Stafford leading the league in touchdowns and being damn good in the red zone. I just have more belief in their offense with the 13 personnel they've been able to execute with. You're talking about the run game and their defense, and all Matthew Stafford has to do is just beat him in clutch moments, and he's been really good all season.
What's been frustrating about Detroit is they've been up and down. So in the last 8 games, it's win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. And unfortunately for Detroit, they won their last game. So they're on target to lose this game. They've been 3-3 on the road, so they haven't been very good there either. Last year, I felt like there was so much consistency out of Detroit. This year, it's been anything but consistency, whether it's the fact that they had to change play callers in the middle of the season, and now they're getting used to that. So Stafford definitely has the edge in terms of how much more consistent collectively that team has played, how much more consistent he's played, so I'm going to give him
the Lions are down 3 starters on defense, so that's another factor.
Well, so I think that's a huge factor, right? The opponent for Goff is tougher than the opponent for Stafford. Like, we can compare the quarterbacks because they're traded and their numbers, and that's largely how media does these things. It's Goff v. Stafford, but it's Stafford against the Lions defense, and it's Goff against the Rams defense, and clearly one of those is way tougher than the other. I will just say this, because you're right, Gibbs and Montgomery are the engine there. Goff is just he's impressive. Like, the Lions offense is impressive, and when they get it rolling, they have been inconsistent, but when they get it rolling, they can put 40 on the board.
Oh, easily.
We just saw it. I think they still have the most 30-point games of any team in the NFL this year. Like, their ceiling offensively is as high as any team in the NFL. I don't know if that means that Goff outplays Stafford in the head-to-head quarterback matchup, but the Lions can win a shootout.
Yeah, I think that's why teams don't typically underestimate Detroit, because you don't want to get embarrassed. They're the type of guys they're going to hang 50 on you if they can hang 50 on you, and they're fine embarrassing you and rubbing your face in the dirt. So, nobody really lightens up.
No-name guys like Tesla, you know what I mean? Like, they can get after you.
And they're happy about it.
And they're happy about it, right? And then also, I think we talked about it earlier in the week. I think Dan Campbell realized what he does well is calling the runs. I don't know if he's fully comfortable with calling all the plays, but right now the run game is his strength. And the way they've been running the ball, they look like a juggernaut. So we'll see what they can do on Sunday.
Yeah, it's a little distinction, and maybe without a difference that I'm making here. It's hard to see Goff outplaying Stafford, but the over-under in Vegas for this game is 54.5, which is one of the highest that you'll see, certainly this year in the NFL. People are expecting a shootout. So even if Stafford is very likely to have a better statistical game than Goff, the Lions can win. Because the Lions
usually when they predict the shootout, it's like 13-10.
Sometimes.
What happened?
Yeah, sometimes.
This is what I signed up for.
When these teams have played, though, the games have been really good.
I would be shocked if the Rams defense let up that many points. I know how good the Lions are, and I agree with you. They can put up points in bunches, but I'll be shocked.
Yeah, the playoff game a year ago, the opener was a really good game. When these teams play each other, they tend to be great games. Coming up, we got a little game of Would You Rather ahead of some awesome quarterback matchups this weekend in the NFL. It's next on the OT. Time now for a little game of Would You Rather with some of the biggest games of the weekend. Great slate once again in the NFL. What's first?
Bills at Patriots. Would you rather have Josh Allen or Drake Maye?
Hubs the God. I will take Josh Allen. And this is, to be very clear, no disrespect to Drake Maye, who is having a better season and is awesome, and I loved him coming out of college and think he is a superstar. But Josh Allen is arguably the best player in football. If you were a pantheon player, a top flight guy for years and years and years, you have to be knocked off that pedestal. And I personally really don't think Drake Maye has knocked him off yet or even reached that same level.
Yeah, I feel like watching this matchup is going to be like a monster truck versus a Tesla, right? Like, I just feel like Josh Allen is just going to roll him solely because what he's been able to do, what he was able to do last weekend against the Bengals. Like that whole fourth quarter, I'm still marveled at the fact that he was able to wear that cape and really just say, hey, man, I got it from here. And dominate with his legs, make key throws, efficient in the red zone. I love Drake Maye. I think he's doing everything, doing all the right things. I think he's ahead of schedule, especially him being in his second year. I think Josh Allen is just a bigger dog, man. Playoff experience, been there, done that. He's a better quarterback.
Yeah, need 2 fourth down touchdowns? No problem. You need 15 yards on third down to seal the game. He'll get you 17 with his feet. Need a 40-yard touchdown?
Yep.
He'll take care of that. So to your point, he's shown that he can wear the cape. And what we're hoping for and what New England's hoping for is that Drake Maye shows that at some point he can wear the cape as well. But they're going to do everything they can right now to take the pressure off him, where Josh Allen embraces the pressure and Buffalo's willing to put it on him.
But to be very clear, like, how many guys would you take over Drake Maye for an individual game this week? Like Josh Allen, it's
this week?
Yeah, like
a gotta have it?
A gotta have it spot. Is it a long list for you? It's not a very long list.
I got 3 quarterbacks off the top of my head. I'm taking the ones we just talked about, Stafford, Goff, or I even take Dak.
Okay. I mean, all right. So you're giving a lot more to the longevity. Like I think that if it was gotta have it game this week, Drake Maye, Jared Goff, I'd take Drake Maye. Like I do think
am I getting Drake Maye and Josh McDaniels, or am I?
Yeah, of course you do. Maye? Yeah, I'm saying like if they were playing, like my point is like this is a clean sweep for Josh Allen. But it would not be a clean sweep for me with Drake Maye against a lot of players. I do think he is ascending. I think this is different than what C.J. Stroud did. I think it's different than what Jaden Daniels did. Like I think this kid looks like
I think I just need more on his resume.
I do.
Oh.
I do. No. You don't? Okay.
No, I think he's this year's, flavor.
He's having a Cinderella year.
We'll see whether it happens year in and year out.
All right, well, that's a good topic then for a future show. What's next?
Chargers at Chiefs. Would you rather have Justin Herbert or Patrick Mahomes?
So to me, Justin Herbert is in this class of quarterback. So I will take, for this game, at this moment in time, not career accomplishments, I will take Justin Herbert. Because this year...
The way you set that up, I swore you was about to say Patrick.
No, like the career accomplishments, I'm not going to argue, obviously. Mahomes is incredible. But for right now, today, this moment in time, when adversity has hit either of these two teams, Justin Herbert has gotten it done, and Patrick Mahomes hasn't. We can show you some of the comparisons because we talk about how under pressure Justin Herbert has been this year. Mahomes has had it too. Not as often, but he's had it. When Mahomes is pressured 10 or more times, he's 2-7. Justin Herbert is 7-4. When you got receivers dropping the ball, Justin Herbert overcomes it, 5-3. Mahomes, 2-5. When your defense gives it up and allows 20 or more, Herbert figures it out with a 500 record. Mahomes has a losing record. That is not a graphic that shows that it's Mahomes' fault. It's not your fault if your receivers drop the ball. It's not your fault if the defense allows it. But he hasn't overcome it like Herbert, so I'll trust Herbert in this spot, Coach.
No.
Okay. That's the best case I can make.
So Herbert had a broken arm, and Mahomes has a hurt
hand.
Whatever. Mahomes has a hurt ego, and to me, that's the biggest part of this. So Mahomes has a 19 quarterback rating last week, something that Tom Brady had never done. Had a sub 20 quarterback
one of his
rating.
worst games of his career.
Yeah. So as bad as you can get, but I would be shocked if he doesn't come back and play so much better this week. And the same thing for the rest of the group. This is Travis Kelce, I believe, swan song. So we're a few games out from him ending his career, probably. And you're not going to have the missed kicks. You're not going to have the drops. You're not going to have all the things It just can't be as bad as it was last week in my mind. If anything, they rally, and I think they play really well.
You know, I struggle with this one because my original answer was Patrick Mahomes. Then I watched the tape against the Eagles, and I said, hold up, broken hand against the Eagles, sacked 7 times, and came out the building with a W. I went with Herbert, and I hate myself because the football player inside of me says, how can you go against the sorcerer and then the captain of chaos, Patrick Mahomes? But the momentum in which the Chargers are playing with and how he's been able to rally his team and how he's been able to respond in the crucial situations, I just have to give it to Justin Herbert. On top of that, Mahomes and the Chiefs have been in clunkers. The last 2 games have been clunkers for him. So I just, if I'm living in the moment like my man DP right here, I'm going with Justin Herbert.
And the crazy thing is, like, Mahomes really hasn't been the problem.
No.
He hasn't been.
Well, he was the problem last week.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, you got an 18 quarterback rating. You're part of it.
Yeah, he contributed. Yeah,
he had a 57 a few weeks ago.
That's still the problem. Well, that's your guy then, Coach.
Yeah, I don't bail like Nick does, like Danny does.
That's right.
I love that,
like
Coach.
Willie might be doing a little bit here.
I'll jump.
I'm in.
Well, I'm definitely sticking with my guy Herbert. Also, plus 5.5. Love it. That's an inflated line. One more before we go. Another huge game.
Ravens at Bengals. Would you rather have Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow?
Press conferences and love of the game notwithstanding, Joe Burrow. Lamar Jackson, I need to see something different. Like I'm not saying he's done or anything like that. I'm sure at one point he will be competing for MVPs again. But I have to see it. Lamar's last 5 games, he has statistically, there is an argument that he is the worst quarterback in football. That's not opinion. That is just numbers speaking to it. Of 36 guys who qualify, those are his rankings. And it's weird because when I watch every snap of it, I'm like, oh, well, that touchdown run, it looked like he had some burst. And it's like, oh, well, that throw had some zip on it. So I can't really diagnose what the injury is, but he says rest is what helps you recover from injury. Mm-hmm. He's skipping 1 practice a week. So something clearly is going on, but he looks like he's okay. So I'm just going to defer and say Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I'm going Joe Burrow, too. Listen, I know he lost the game against the Buffalo Bills, but he had 4 touchdowns on that game. Obviously, he had the 2 interceptions. I'm pretty sure he wants to take that back. I'm not worried about him being burnt out because I feel like the ball player will show up and he will do what he needs to do. But I'm with you, DP. I just don't know who Lamar Jackson is right now. He's a walking enigma. And there's times when you turn on the tape, you're like, okay, there he goes. And then you don't see him for another 3 plays. Too inconsistent for me. I'm going with Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I didn't want to do the trifecta, but I'm going to. So a sad Joe Burrow, I'm taking over a hurt Lamar Jackson.
Wow.
Because I think with sad Joe Burrow, he's going to be fine. The fellas are going to pick him up. He's going to get excited about the game. He's going to compete. To me, this is a temporary thing. Maybe got a little introspective. But Lamar's hurt. There's something.
Oh, you see it.
There's something wrong. And you miss practice 5 weeks in a row, and you play like he's played over the last 5 weeks. And there's 2 stats you didn't bring in there, where he's being sacked at double the rate that he was sacked the year before, and he has rushing yards at half the rate per game that he had last year.
And what's crazy, some of those sacks are his fault. They're not it's just him sitting in a pocket being indecisive with the football. Even when times you expect him to scramble, he'll still pause, which is not his game. He usually sees it and goes. And we see another side of him I thought we'd never see in his career. He looks bad.
Well, the craziest part, or at least what makes it weird for me, is the first game back from injury, the game against Miami. Yeah. He was rusty at the very beginning.
And the second half.
Short arm to throw, and then he started moving, and then he finished the game with 4 touchdowns.
No, the second half he looked like the Lamar Jackson we know him to be.
Right, but then the 5 games, so it's like he came back from injury, was rusty, and then the next 5 games, the injury is lingering and causing a problem. This is just a hard one for me to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, you would. Every week we've been saying, okay, well, he's a week removed, he's a week further on, and we're going to see this pop, and we just haven't seen it. Maybe it'll hit this week. Hopefully it will.
I mean, it hit last week against the rivals. I don't know if it's ever going to.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Maybe he needs a full offseason to get better. One of the craziest stories of the season. Phillip Rivers, no longer a Hall of Fame semifinalist. He is starting against Seattle at 44 years old. Expectations next.
God bless him.
Good luck.
I want to get your reaction to Phillip Rivers and him returning to the league.
I'm not the oldest guy in the league. I love that. It's pretty incredible, though, because he's been out for, I believe, 4 full seasons, plus this part of this season. I was laughing because a couple of my buddies hit me up asking what I would do in that situation, and I said, without missing a beat. I'm retired. I'm staying retired.
That was 42, a spry 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers asked about grizzly old 44-year-old Phillip Rivers. Hasn't played a football game, as Rodgers noted, since the 2020 season, January of 2021, his last calendar game played. He's on the Colts practice squad. The reports are he's trending towards starting. That is certainly the expectation. Willie, what will your expectation be for 44-year-old off-the-couch Phillip Rivers against a Mike McDonald defense? Touchdown underdog.
Yeah, 12 of 20, sacked 5 times, 2 interceptions. I don't see a good day. I mean, he's going against one of the best defenses in the league in the Seahawks. And I'm saying to myself, if you're Mike McDonald, you're sending the house at him off the rip, like off the gate, you're going right at 17. And listen, I understand. When I see him out there, I just feel like it just shows you how bad your kids stress you out. This man has 9 kids. That he said, I'm done with these damn kids. I'm going to go play football. And so it's, bless his heart, man. I wish him the best. I just don't see a good outing.
Yeah, I really want it to be a great storyline, but I don't think it's going to be. And the fact that if he gets through the whole game, I think that'll be an accomplishment.
Right. Obviously no one's predicting injury. You don't want to do that, but it's like, the win is finishing the game. That is the win. He's older than you, Phillip. Yeah. Get out there, Willie.
I feel like I look better, though.
Yeah, Steelers could use some help. We'll talk to you on Monday. Enjoy the games.